And hello again, everybody. David Clary, along with Blake Woody, Ethan Eubanks, Grayson Brown, along with Caleb Jackson, Mike Sheehan with us as well. Brian Bennett back in the studios at FM 92.7, FM 94.7. We are live at Powell High School, perhaps our last visit here for some length of time. You never know. They're not going to be in our district after this year. But we're looking forward to an exciting game. It's always tough to come over here and play. Blake Woody joins me here. He is a member of the Oak Ridge football team. You've got more information about tonight's game.
Yes, sir. Welcome to Powell High School and tonight's makeup games between the Wildcats and the Panthers. This game was originally scheduled for Friday but canceled because of the snow. We are on FM 92.7 only tonight because Powell doesn't allow live streaming, but we will be tapping it for replay after the boys' game is complete. Both Powell teams enter tonight's action tied for second place behind both Oak Ridge teams, which are both undefeated. The Lady Wildcats are 4-0 with wins over Campbell County, Central, Carnes, and Halls. The Lady Panthers are 12-7 overall and 3-1 in the district. Their only district loss coming to Campbell County by 10 last Tuesday. Oak Ridge beat Campbell County by 29 on Tuesday. Here are the current standings. Oak Ridge 4-0, Campbell County 3-1, Powell 3-1, Carnes 2-3, Halls 1-3, Central 0-5. Oak Ridge has defeated Powell 7 consecutive times since losing to the Lady Panthers 58-56 at Oak Ridge in 2020. The Lady Wildcats lead the series 63-18 since 1994. Last season, Oak Ridge defeated Powell 64-31 at Oak Ridge and 47-45 here at Powell. This is a very young Powell team with no seniors and only 2 juniors on their roster. They have 6 sophomores, 4 freshmen. The Associated Press poll was released this week, and Lady Wildcats come in at number 10 in the state. 2 teams Oak Ridge has beaten this season are in front of them. Cleveland at number 4 and Sevier County at number 9. Bearden comes in at number 3, while Bradley Central is number 1. Oak Ridge basketball is brought to you this season by Summit Medical Group, Tennessee Bank of Oak Ridge, Lorland Green with State Farm Insurance, Washboard Wash and Fold and Bob's Washboard Laundromat, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, the Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic, the Oak Ridge Utility District, and Fox Insurance Group. Tonight, Oak Ridge is taking on the Powell Lady Panthers, and we'll be back for the starting lineups and tip-off in 3 minutes.
Welcome back once again to Powell High School. We're about 3.5 minutes away from the start of the ball game. The Lady Wildcats taking on the Lady Panthers of Powell. Mike Sheehan joins us here. And Mike, I know you weren't able to see the Campbell County game live, but I think you watched it on our YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Lady Wildcats might have played their best ball game. It's definitely the best game I've seen them play all year.
I know. I was shocked at the score. When I just didn't believe they'd be that close, that they could win by that much. But they looked so good, David. They just played so well together. Everything was clicking for the Lady Wildcats Tuesday night at Campbell County.
You know, this gym here at Powell High School, we've seen some really good games and we've seen some really not so good games. It's a tough place to play, I think maybe because of the proximity of the fans to the court. It's kind of a small gymnasium, but we've had some great battles here over the last several years, and this could be the last time we come here.
Absolutely. You don't win 12 games like they have already and be a slouchy team. And I was looking down, I'm watching them warm up now here before the broadcast gets started. And they look pretty tall, David. They've got some much taller girls than we have. But our quickness and our great defense and our ability to shoot, hopefully we'll come out on top tonight. This ought to be a pretty good basketball game.
We'll have the boys game, of course, and we have another ball game tomorrow. The Wildcats will be hosting the Central Bobcats for the second time. So this game right here marks the halfway mark of our district schedule. So this will be the fifth game of the district. There's only 6 teams in our district, so this will be the fifth team, and then we'll start over with Central. Wildcat and Lady Wildcats beat them the first time. One thing I've noticed, and this is nothing against any of the teams we've played, our district seems to be a little down this year.
Yeah, they're not as strong. And like I said, I was a little bit disappointed in that Campbell County game. I thought it would be more highly contested than it was. But, the Lady Wildcats, they've been out so long, you never know what you're going to get when you come back. I listened to the coaches Off the Glass show last night, and Coach Paige Taylor was talking about, when you have a long layoff like that, you don't know if you're going to come out ready to play or not. But, boy, they really showed her. They played great.
Take a quick break. I don't know if they're going to do the national anthem, but it is loud in here, I can tell you. So I am going to take a break. It's Oak Ridge and Powell coming up in a few short moments. We'll be back with the tip-off of this ball game following this 90-second timeout.
I hope you're going to send me about what I texted you about Dallas, about his play-by-play. I thought you might get it. I thought, he's not mad at me. Yeah. I mean, he's a great kid. He ain't gonna make it as a playoff.
Yeah, I just he was so excited.
Oh, I know that.
He was like,
I know he was, and he did okay. He did okay. But I just wanted you to know your job's safe. Yeah, mine.
okay, good.
Oh, no, that's mine.
Welcome back once again to Powell High School. We're watching the starting lineups being introduced down on the floor. The Lady Panthers, a very young basketball team. I noticed they don't have any seniors on their team, but according to Coach Taylor, they've got a sophomore guard that can light it up, and we'll see how good she is for our first look at them of the year. It'll be Jenna Johnson to jump for the Lady Wildcats, jumping for the Lady Panthers. Looks like Peyton Richmond, a sophomore. Ball is up, controlled by Oak Ridge, and we are underway here at Powell High School. With the basketball will come Ayanna Porter. If you're listening to us on WIJV, Lady Wildcats are in black jerseys as Jenna's going to drive to the right block. kick it out for a three. It's on its way up, no good. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Powell. It'll be the Lady Wildcats with the basketball underneath the goal. Oak Ridge to work the ball, and in it comes Jenna Johnson in the paint. Wanted to shoot, does not. Backs it up to Ayana Porter. Works around a screen to the right side. Gives it off to Avea Mitchell, who dribbles to the right block. Takes it in and has her shot blocked out of bounds by Daisy Gentry. It'll be the Lady Wildcats once again with the basketball to work the ball in along the baseline. Oak Ridge basketball, they're working into Jenna Johnson on the block. She goes in for the shot, in and out, no good.
Man.
Rebounded by Daisy Gentry, the sophomore. Here she comes down the floor, working right to left, wearing their all-white jerseys with orange and black. Over it goes to Carmani Finner. She's another sophomore player. Scoreless game. We're about 45 seconds into the ball game. Dribbling left, kicking it out to the corner comes number 34. She's cut off on the baseline. She walks. Travel called against Peyton Richmond. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball coming down the floor. Micah, I know you're a traditionalist. What do you think of the black jerseys?
I like them okay. You know, I like the red and gray better, but black is good.
Here comes Oak Ridge with it. Top of the circle. It goes to Lindsey Cleveland. Along to Avea Mitchell. And Zay's got a high pass at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Lindsey. She launches a high arcing three. It's up no good. Rebounded by Richmond. Lady Wildcats 0 for 2 with their shooting. And they come down the floor with the basketball with Finner. Cut off. Nearly walks. Turns. Fadeaway jumper is up no good. Rebound out of bounds to Oak Ridge. About 90 seconds into the ball game, and it's a scoreless ball game.
Miliana Estrella knocked the ball out, trying to get the rebound so the Wildcats retained possession.
Down the floor with the basketball will come Oak Ridge. Right corner, top of the circle. Over it goes to Zayana Stewart. Drives left, kicks it in the corner. Ayana for three. It's up, no good. Rebound to the Lady Panthers. Wildcats coming off of a pretty hot shooting night the other night against Campbell County. Neither team able to score to this point. We're about 2 minutes into the ball game. John Fisher is the head coach of the Powell Lady Panthers. Near steal there by Ayana. Saved in the corner by the Panthers. They won't take the three. Back it goes to Finner. Finner backs up to the midcourt circle. Picked up defensively by Lindsey Cleveland. Over in the corner it goes. They thought about shooting another three. Lady Wildcats and Lady Panthers, neither team has scored. It's 0-0 our score, making Ethan Eubanks' job much easier as he eats his Cheetos. He just lets the clock run. As they work the ball to the free throw line for a shot, no good. Rebound, Ayana Porter. Here come the Lady Wildcats. Down the floor to her left is Avea. Ayana's going to take it strong off the glass, up, no good. Reach in foul. No, they're going to call it travel. That's a tough call. Lindsey kind of reached in to try to get the ball away, and they called a travel, Mike.
Yeah, she kind of tripped her up a little bit, I think, and the refs, all he could see was from behind, so he called her walking.
Oak Ridge ball, and it comes to Ayana, top of the circle. Ayana nearly fouled, backs it up to Avea Mitchell. It comes off to the left, now drives left, gives it off to Jenna for a three-pointer in the corner. It's up, good! Three-point shot for Jenna Johnson, and the Lady Wildcats lead Powell 3-0. 5:15 to play in the first period. The Lady Wildcats, the only undefeated team left in District 3, boys and girls. And as we've said many times, we've seen some great battles here. It's a tough place to come and play. Here comes the Lady Panthers driving in for a shot, no good. And then a foul is going to be called against Oak Ridge. That'll stop the clock with 4:58 to play. Foul is going to be called against Ayana Porter. That'll be her first foul. Team foul number 1 called against the Lady Wildcats. So it'll be Powell work the ball in from the baseline. Ball's worked in. They're going to drive in for a little one-handed shot. No good. Rebound Oak Ridge. Wildcats pushing it up the floor. Ayana Porter. Ayana dribbles outside the three-point line, swings it right, gives it off to Zayana, back to Ayana, around to Jenna, top of the key, another three. This one is hitting the top of the backboard. It'll be Powell basketball coming back the other way. Blake Woody is doing our camera work now up top. Down below we have Caleb Jackson and Grayson Brown. Ethan Eubanks is doing the scoreboard. Mike Sheehan's with me. Brian Bennett back at the studios of FM 92.7. If you're listening to us on the radio right now, we are taping the ball game for replay on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. 5-second count was on. She gave it up to number 25. That'll be Melania Esperato. She works the ball to the left corner, unable to shoot, wanted to go outside. Ayana deflects the ball, can't get the ball away from her. They work the ball once again to Finner. Finner picked up by Avea Mitchell, guarded aggressively by her. She's going to have to get rid of the ball. She does to number 10. Very patient, Mike, are the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, tremendous pressure by the Lady Wildcats on the Powell Panthers. They can't get a shot inside to stay their life.
That's kind of the way it was against Campbell County on Tuesday, but the clock is ticking down quickly as they work the ball inside. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Avea Mitchell. 3-0 is our score as they'll substitute into the ball game. Let's see, number 23, that'll be Claire Campbell. Sophomore checking out will come Anna White. It'll be Lady Panther basketball. They work the ball in to Gentry. Gentry ripped the ball away from by Avea, pushes it up the floor to Oak Ridge's Zayana Stewart. She's so strong. She is so strong. She just ripped that ball away, Mike.
She certainly did. I mean, what a play that was. The pass was a little bit short, but she just ripped it away and went on in for the layup.
5-0 our score. Here's another steal by Oak Ridge, and a jump ball is going to be called. The alternate possession arrow to the Lady Panthers. Whistle blows. Let's see. They're going to substitute into the ball game a new player. Coming in for the Lady Panthers, that'll be Hannah Hayes, a freshman player. Not a very big girl. She works the ball in, then it comes to Daisy Gentry. Gentry picked up by Lindsey Cleveland. Dribbles to the top of the circle. Backs it up once again to Hayes. Hayes takes a couple dribbles with the right hand to the left. Wants to penetrate in. Kind of guarding her dribble. Might have picked it up. Giving it off to Finner, it goes. Finner swings the ball back out once again. Deliberately, I don't know if they're trying to make it a short ball game, but they definitely are, as they've just kind of worked the ball around. They trail 5-0. They can shoot the threes, we understand, as the freshman gets the ball top of the circle. Coach Fisher is happy. Oh, good anticipation there, and the Wildcats are going to get it on their turnover. Coach Fisher, obviously, by his reaction to the ball control, I think that's the game plan. They don't want to give Oak Ridge a lot of possessions.
That's exactly right. They're doing a good job of controlling the ball, but they can't get it inside the paint whatsoever at all. The Oak Ridge defense has been stifling.
Here comes Oak Ridge. Zay's in the corner. Looks to Jenna. The ball is deflected and taken away by the Lady Panthers. She tried to get it to Jenna, but Finner got up and ripped it away, and here comes Powell down the floor. Lady Panther basketball. With it will come number 11. That's Hayes, guarded by Avea. Ball's picked up on the floor. She's got to get rid of it soon, and she double dribbles the basketball. I think she thought maybe that the ball had been deflected, and that's why she started again. But I think there's rules against that, Mike.
This defense has just been really pressure on the Lady Panthers, and they're just not getting the ball in there where they want it to be.
Lady Wildcat basketball. Ayana Porter for three. It's up. No good. Ayana can't get it to fall from that corner. Usually deadly from there. Here come the Lady Panthers down the floor. One thing will come Finner once again. Finner inside the paint. Rip of the ball. They're going to call a jump ball. The alternate possession arrow. I interviewed Janaea Pippins yesterday along with Ulisha Mitchell. I asked them who do they not want to go one-on-one against, and they both said Zayana Stewart.
Yeah, I heard that. I watched that show, and there's no surprise there at all.
Oak Ridge ball. Avea with it, top of the circle, backs up. Had early a good look with as Jenna gets it in double team. Back to the left side it goes. Ayana, shooter's got to shoot. She drives along the baseline, gives it to Zay. Three-pointer on its way. It's up.
Oh.
No good. Ayana tracks down the rebound, slings it back into play. Saved by Avea Mitchell. Avea thought about penetrating. Good defense by Powell, too. Jenna's got a three from the corner. It's up. Good! Three-point shot for Jenna Johnson. That's her second three, and the Lady Wildcats lead Powell 8-0. Minute 26 to play. We're in the first quarter. Here comes Powell, moving right to left as you're listening to it on WIJV. Lady Panther basketball. Top of the circle, it goes to Gentry. We've had no stoppage of play at all here in the first quarter. Minute 13 and counting. Powell with the basketball. That's Hannah Hayes. Dribbling right, looks for a backdoor cut. It's going to drive herself towards the baseline and swing it out to Finner. Finner double team, slows the ball and throws it almost away. Nearly taken away by Cleveland. Ayana Porter then rips the ball and knocks it out of bounds. Ayana all over that young freshman.
She certainly was. She was really putting the pressure on her, and she almost got that steal, but she couldn't get around her, so it went out of bounds. Powell will get possession of the basketball.
55 seconds to play here in the first quarter, 8-0. Lady Wildcats in the lead. Powell with the basketball. Powell, the number 2 team in our district. They stand at 3-1. Wildcats are 4-0. Lady Panther basketball. There's nearly a walk by Madison. Top of the key, it goes over to Hayes once again. Hayes works the ball to her right, nearly a steal. anticipating the passing lane. Powell dribbles in, they've yet to score, and they almost turned the ball over. Daisy Gentry with the basketball. Swings it out once again to Madison. Madison on the right side, no place to go. They look to lob it down low. They work the ball to the right block, and then she falls down and loses it out of bounds. Oak Ridge, you've said it, Mike, over and over. Our defense has been really, really good.
I am very impressed with the defense they're putting on the Lady Panthers right now, David. They just can't do anything except dribble around. If dribbles were points, they'd have over 100.
8-0 is our score, 15 seconds to play. We're in the first quarter. Lady Wildcats will play for the final shot here. Ayana Porter with it to Avea Mitchell. Swings it over to Lindsay, to Ayana in the corner. Thought about a three, shoots it, no good. Jenna back up with it, good. Jenna Johnson scores 8 of the Lady Wildcats 10, and Oak Ridge leads it 10-0 as we go to the second quarter. We're going to take a break. We'll send it back to Brian Bennett. We'll be back to Powell High School in 60 seconds.
This is the easiest scoring game I've had in a long time. Of the players. He got all kind of shots. He don't need it.
Welcome back, David Clary, Mike Sheehan, Blake Woody, Ethan Eubanks, along with Grayson Brown and Caleb Jackson. We're here at Powell, 10-0, Lady Wildcats. They've yet to score. They get a backdoor cut and a bucket. Nice play there by Krista Madison, and Oak Ridge's lead is 8 once again. Avea Mitchell with the top of the key, swings the ball to Jenna. Jenna's been on fire tonight. You might remember, and it doesn't surprise me she's on fire, you might remember 2 years ago it was Powell at this gym where Jenna tore her ACL.
Yeah, I do remember that. It was a very sad night for the Lady Wildcats.
Oak Ridge basketball. Ayana's got it inside the paint, kicks the ball around to Zay. Zayana Stewart around to Avea, to Jenna on the right block. Double team, still wants to go in, kicks the ball. Ayana for three. Good! Three-point shot for Ayana Porter, third three of the ball game for the Lady Wildcats, and Oak Ridge leads 13-2 over the Lady Panthers. Here comes Powell moving right to left as you're listening to us on FM 92.7. Panther basketball, and
threw it out of bounds.
Grandma Cleveland is actually the one who retrieves the ball down in the corner. That's Lindsay Cleveland's grandmother down there. She's always around the cheerleaders all the time. Usually she brings her pom-poms with her, but she didn't bring it.
Got good hands.
Yeah, she does. She played some basketball in her day as Oak Ridge brings the ball down the floor, leading 13-2. 6:50 to play in the second quarter. Zay with it, top of the key, around to Jenna, wide open for a shot, no good.
Oh.
Gets her own rebound, comes out of there with it, then lost it. Taken away by the Lady Wildcats, and then taken away right back by Powell, and then Oak Ridge will step out of bounds with it when they were trying to get possession. It'll be Powell basketball. 13-2 Lady Wildcats. Oak Ridge putting a little pressure in the rear court. She runs right into it and trap, and here's a steal.
Oh, look at that.
Wildcats down the floor, Lindsay Cleveland. Oh, nice crossover step, shot and miss. But Jenna's got the rebound, kicks the ball back out. Ayana Porter for three, no good. Tracked down by Ayana Porter in the right corner, and then she's fouled. Ayana, and I say this, and I say it respectfully, she's not the biggest player, but she's all over the place. She's quick as all get out.
My goodness, I can't believe she got her own rebound off of that long shot. It bounced over and almost went out of bounds. She went over and got it with her quickness. What a great player she is.
Ayana with it, top of the circle. Lady Wildcats working into Zay. Oh,
she walked.
Wow. I don't know. Should have been something. As Oak Ridge has the ball, over goes Lindsay to Zay in the corner. Looks inside, backs it around to Ayana Porter. Looks inside to Jenna. Around the horn it goes to Zayana Stewart. A lot of movement in the Wildcat offense. Not a good pass there. It's intercepted. Thinner comes down the floor. Coast to coast. Drives in and kicks it off her knee out of bounds. Officiating's been really good here, Mike. There's been some close ones, but she's been all over it.
Yeah, they have. The defense has just been unbelievably stifling against the Lady Panthers. They only scored 2 points, and they've already played, 10 minutes?
Yeah, we're down to 5:49 to play in the second quarter. 13-2 the score. Lady Wildcats with the basketball. Evelyn Eubanks is in the game now at the free throw line. Around it goes to Vea. Vea's going to shoot a three. No good. Rebounded by Richmond. Here come the Lady Panthers down the floor. 5:35 to play second quarter. Oak Ridge on top 13-2. With the basketball will come the Lady Panthers. Left side it goes. She'll drive in on the baseline. Picked up her dribble. Still wants to shoot. It's up. It's no good. Jenna's got the rebound. Jenna Johnson for the Lady Wildcats pushing it down the floor. All the way it goes to Jenna. Free throw line jumper is on its way. No good. Little short. Hit the front end of the rim. Here comes Powell quickly back the other way. I haven't really had much time to catch my breath on this. It's just back and forth. They launch a three. Clang off the iron. No good. Rebound to the Lady Panthers. Pulling it away, Anna White. She swings the ball right side. Over it goes to Melania. As she makes her way in, she's going to be held and fouled by one of the Lady Wildcats. So I get a chance to stop here. 4:56 to play second quarter. Fouls have not been an issue. That's just the first foul called as Oak Ridge will substitute Honesty Thompson in the game for the first time. Checking out of the contest will come Avea Mitchell. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Lindsey Cleveland. Honesty Thompson's in there. Evelyn Eubanks, Jenna Johnson, and Ayana Porter. 4:55 to play. We're in the second period. It'll be Powell basketball underneath the goal. As the ball's worked in, it's going to be stolen away by Lindsey Cleveland. It's going to be a jump ball, and the alternate possession arrow will go to Oak Ridge. You can tell this is a young Powell team. When Oak Ridge puts the pressure on them, they panic a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely do. Believe me, Oak Ridge is putting a lot of pressure on them right now.
Here comes Ayana down the floor. Jenna's still in the ball game. I mentioned Lindsey Cleveland. Honesty Thompson. Here's Jenna in the paint. No place to go. Honesty's got it. Gives it over and trying to get it to Evelyn. The ball is deflected out of bounds by the Lady Panthers. 4:40 to play second quarter. 13-2 is our score. It'll be Oak Ridge to work the ball in. Then it comes Jenna right elbow. Stops. Gives it out to Honesty. Around the horn it goes Ayana. Pulls up and shoots. Hits the rim. No good. Richmond on the rebound. Here comes Powell. 13-2. Lady Wildcats in the lead. Lady Panther basketball. Right elbow shot. Brick. No good. Rebound by Richmond. Wants to go right back up. Wants to power her way. She walked. Gets the shot up. Good. Left-handed shot. They didn't call a walk. She looked like she took an extra step. Maybe it was just me looking at it that way as Oak Ridge works it out to Ayana Porter. 13-4 the score. 4:09 to play in the second period. Wildcat basketball. Evelyn baseline jumper is up. No good. Wouldn't fall for her. Rebounded by Richmond. Here come the Lady Panthers down the floor. Lady Wildcats substituting quite early in this one. They've got another ball. They played a game on Tuesday, a hard-fought game against Campbell County. They got another district game tomorrow at home against Central. Here come the Lady Panthers all the way in for a shot. It is good. Lady Wildcats lead is cut to 13-6. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. Ball to Lindsey Cleveland, out to Ayana Porter. Ayana dribbles right, back it goes to the top. Honesty double team, needs to go backwards with it, goes to Jenna. Around the horn it goes to Ayana, three-pointer on its way, no good. Ayana's trying to find that three-point range, hasn't been able to connect as they bring the ball quickly down the floor to Richmond. Richmond drives in, goes in for the shot, it's good. Not a bad-looking play. Peyton Richmond scores. Well, I think they call her Watson. Well, that's what I've got. Maybe I heard that wrong. 13-8 the score. Jenna drives in, shoots in and out, no good. Wildcats taking some quick shots. I know Coach Taylor wants to substitute here. They have pulled to within 5 right now at 13-8 at 2:52 to play. Lady Panther basketball. They work around a screen to the baseline. Good defense, and timeout is asked for, I think, by Powell. We'll take it with them. 2:44 to play second quarter. 13-8 the score. We'll be back in 30 seconds. I just got another game we're going to be talking to Mike Kelly of Betsy Coleman Realty at halftime of the boys game, one of our sponsors the last several years on FM 92.7, FM 94.7. We're also on prepradio.com tonight. We're taping the ball game for our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, we'll play it after the ball game. But Powell does not allow live streaming without paying him a lot of money. Mike didn't bring his paycheck, and there's a 5-second call. You didn't bring your checkbook, Mike, so we can't pay him the big money they want to stream the ball games.
That's true. It's ridiculous what they want to charge.
Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. The Wildcats have Avea Mitchell back in the ball game. Honesty's still in there. Lindsey Cleveland, Zayana Stewart. 13-8 the score. And, you know, the other day they played a game like this with Campbell County, and I give Coach Fisher a lot of credit as the ball is worked to Oak Ridge as Jenna Johnson, her third three of the night. This one's no good. Tracked down, though, by Avea Mitchell. Wildcats have a wide open three. Lindsey's going to make it a shorter shot, a little strong, no good. Zay on the rebound, up and good. Zayana Stewart hits the shot, and she's got 4 in the ball game, and Oak Ridge's lead is back up to 7. 15-8 the score. They played a 34-24 ball game against Campbell County, so this is their game plan. That's too much penetration there by Carmani Finner, and it's back to a 5-point game. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. Avea Mitchell with it, top of the circle, backs it up. 1:50 to play second quarter. Zay can't control the pass. Turnover. Lady Wildcats trying to get it inside as they're going to drive all the way in. Free throw line jumper is good. And just like that, it's a 3-point game. 15-12 the score. The Lady Wildcats at one point were up by 10, and now it's only 3. Oak Ridge basketball. Jenna Johnson pulls up and shoots. No good. Wildcats a little quick with their shots, but it wasn't a bad look at all by Jenna, and they can tie it with a 3-point shot. 15-12 is our score. Lady Panther basketball, 1:15 to play. Very quick moving first half. Good defense by Jenna. They thought about shooting a 3. They will not. They'll back it up to Finner. Finner wants to drive in, nearly stripped of the ball, and is. Ball is out of bounds. Last touched, I think, by Honesty Thompson. They'll substitute back in the game. Hannah Hayes, freshman player, 1:02 to play second quarter. 15-12. Lady Wildcats in the lead. The Powell's made a little run on them. Wildcats have missed their last several shots. Grizz really hasn't been able to get anything inside going to this point. They've had Jenna's got maybe 8 points in the game, but most of those have come, 2 of those were 3-point shots for a counting of 6. Game plan working really well for the Powell Panthers. I mean, this is kind of similar to the score, as I mentioned, of their Campbell County game last week. 15-12 Lady Wildcats. They've got the floor spread. 40 seconds and counting. Powell basketball. No 5-second count now. They initiate Esperato. She works the ball out to Gentry around to the top of the key. Once again, they'll drive in. Jenna cuts her off along the baseline. They back up in the corner. Good defense, Oak Ridge. Here it goes to number 10. She dribbles left, swings the ball to number 22 with her back to the goal, throws the ball away, intercepted Avea Mitchell. Avea going coast to coast with it, left-handed off the glass, good. Avea Mitchell scores, and the Lady Wildcats are back up by 5. Avea's first 2 points is 17-12, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 at the buzzer, no good, as the first half comes to a close. A fast-moving first half. 17-12 the score. Mike, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, it was very interesting. I thought the defense was just totally awesome, and then all of a sudden Powell got really hot, and we kept missing shots. I mean, I've never seen so many shots go in the hoop and come back out as I have in this second quarter particularly, and the Lady Wildcats just can't seem to get it to go down in the hole. A very interesting, a very fast-paced game. I mean, it's only 25 after 6, so this is one of the fastest first halves I can remember in quite a long time, David.
Most definitely. 5-point game here, 17-12 the score. We're going to take a break. We're going to send it back once again to Brian Bennett. We're on FM 92.7. We're on FM 94.7. PrepRadio.com, and we're streaming the game. We're not doing it live, but we will have the replay on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, after the game. 17-12 Lady Wildcats. We'll be back to Powell following this 3-minute timeout.
thought Mike Kelly was coming. Oh. Okay, welcome back to Powell High School, where the Lady Wildcats are leading the Lady Powell Panthers 17-12. First scoring for the homestanding Lady Panthers, Kamari Fenner had 2, Daisy Gentry had 4, Kristen Madison had 2, and the big center for the Lady Panthers, Peyton Richmond, had 4. For the Lady Wildcats, Evelyn Mitchell had 2, Deanna Stewart had 4, Ayanna Porter had 3, and the leading scorer for the Lady Wildcats, Jenna Johnson, had 8 on a really fast-paced first half here for the Lady Wildcats, as they led 10-0 after the first quarter, and then finished off with a 17-12 lead here at the half. So things have really moved right along for the Lady Wildcats as they're doing battle here with Powell. But, you know, Powell staged a pretty good comeback there with 12 points in the second quarter, and the second half will be upcoming here in about 5 minutes.
You know, I don't want anybody to construe this the wrong way, but, you know, Coach Taylor substituted early, got some of her other players, her reserve players in the game, mainly because we just played Tuesday. We played a very good Campbell County team. You know, it was kind of an up and down game. Got another game tomorrow. They've got to have fresh legs because, and I like, well, I don't as an Oak Ridge fan like it, but Coach Fisher's game plan is pretty good. He's kept it a low-scoring game by you know, dribbling and you know, keeping the ball, not taking shots, and he's made it a close ball game, giving them a chance to stay in the ball game.
That is the best strategy he could have against this stifling Lady Wildcat defense he's had against him. You know, they know they can't get inside to score, so most of their scoring has been outside the paint, and it's not easy to score on this Lady Wildcat team. But for whatever reason, our shooting has just not been what it was, especially up at Campbell County on Tuesday night. But, you know, like you said, the legs get tired and things just don't go your way sometimes. But they're hanging in there, and I like the way they keep playing. They move the ball around better than any girls team I've seen in quite a while. Their passing lanes are just awesome. And, you know, I think they just keep concentrating on what they do best, and we'll come out with a victory, David.
We are live here at Powell High School. That was Mike Sheehan, along with, we got Blake Woody here. We got Caleb Jackson. We got Jaden Early helping us out. Ethan Eubanks, Grayson Brown, Brian Bennett back in the studios of FM 92.7. We are just a few minutes away from the start of the second half, so we'll send it to Brian one more time. 17-12 is our score. Lady Wildcats on top of Powell, trying to go 5-0 in the district. We'll be back to Powell with the second half in 2 minutes. Welcome back once again to Powell High School. The Lady Wildcats on top 17-12. The second half just about underway. Lady Panthers had the ball first. They're going to work the ball for a three-point shot on its way from the wing. No good. Rebound tracked down by Powell. Right elbow shot on its way. No good. Rebound Jenna Johnson. Lady Wildcats by 5 with the basketball. 17-12 the score. 7:40 to play in the third period. Zay penetrates left, works the ball left side to Ayana Porter. The Lady Wildcats have the original starting 5 in the ball game: Avea Mitchell, Lindsey Cleveland, Ayana Porter, along with Jenna Johnson and Zayana Stewart. Avea is going to dribble in the paint, pulls up and shoots off the glass. No good. Richmond on my roster has the rebound. Coming down the floor will come Powell. 5-point game. Dribbling all the way to the left block. Cut off on the baseline. Good defense, Oak Ridge. They get it into Richmond. Richmond's shot is good. You know, she's kind of, well, they're calling her Watson, but she's pretty quick, honestly. She's kind of a bigger girl, actually, but she's got some quickness to her.
Yeah, she's finessed to be as big as she is. Very impressed with her shooting ability.
17-14 the score. 6:50 to play in the third period. Powell with the basketball. The Wildcats trying to extend a long winning streak over the Lady Panthers. But Powell staying close. And as long as they stay close, makes it more difficult as they work the ball. Finner does. Shot is no good. It was almost an aim one because the ball rolled on the rim and dropped off. Foul's going to be called against Zayana Stewart, I do believe. That's going to send Carmani Finner to the free throw line. 17-14 the score. Lady Wildcats by 3, but Powell can cut it. It was 10-0 at one point. Free throws up, good. Lady Wildcats are going to get Evelyn Eubanks. No, actually, that's Paige Lawing into the ball game for the first time. We haven't seen 2 of our regular starters in the ball game. I'm not really sure about that. As Finner goes up for the free throw, missed it. Rebounded by Zay Stewart. Zayana and the Lady Wildcats wearing black jerseys but white trim. Wildcats facing Powell wearing their all white, orange, and black. 17-15 the score. Paige with the basketball. Out to Ayana Porter, around to Zay. Into Jenna. Got to get her scoring. Oh, that's a foul. That's a foul. But no call as the Lady Panthers bring the ball down the floor with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. Watson or Richmond, whatever her name is, she fouled Jenna right there as they kick it out to Richmond. She's cut off by Jenna and nearly stripped of the ball. She works the ball top of the circle to Finner. 17-15 the score. 5:55 to play in the third period. Their basketball. They've spread the floor once again, and they're going to try to create some space as they work the ball to Finner. Finner drives in. Shot is up. Good, and she's fouled. They can take their first lead of the ball game. 17-17 the score, and a foul called against Oak Ridge. Lady Wildcats coming off of one of their best ball games, kind of struggling with this game plan, really, that Coach Fisher has brought. As that free throw is good, and Powell has come all the way back to take the lead. 18-17 the score. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. Lady Wildcat basketball. Here it goes right side to Lindsey Cleveland. Over it goes to Zayana into Paige Lawing. Over to Ayana. Can't get a 3 off. Good defense there by the Lady Panthers. Oak Ridge ball. Ayana launches a 3. No good. Watson on the rebound. It was kind of a quick shot by Ayana. And here comes Finner down the floor. Finner going to be cut off at the three-point stripe. Shoots from there. Up, no good. Rebound, Jenna Johnson on the deflection to Ayana Porter. Here come the Lady Wildcats. Ayana waits, now dribbles, now drives, goes in for the shot. Got hammered again. The ball's taken away back by Oak Ridge. Zay with it, go against Watson, goes up for the shot. Hey, they called one. Personal foul called against the Powell Panthers. Officiating's been really good, but they missed that one a minute ago.
He sure did. He definitely did miss it.
As Ayana Stewart goes to the free throw line, Lady Wildcats trailing by 1, 18-17. Yeah, that's the score. We're in the third quarter. Kind of it's not exactly what you call a full-on stall, but you know they're just taking a lot of time to get their shots off. Ayana is a 79% free throw shooter. She missed the first one. She'll have another one. Finner comes out of the contest. Avea Mitchell's in. Jenna Johnson, Paige Lawing, and Lindsey Cleveland. Tie game as Zay hits that shot. 18-18 the score. 5:01 to play in the third period. Here comes Powell moving left to right. Oak Ridge putting some pressure on. Watson with it. Stolen away. Good defense, Jenna Johnson. Saved by Avea Mitchell. Left block shot. Hammered, no call. Their basketball, then they'll bring the ball down the floor. They're letting them play. I'll give them that.
Well,
it's a very
sure.
physical game. And I'll give credit to this young Powell team. They are putting the fight, bringing the fight to the Lady Wildcats.
Yes, they are. They're not backing down whatsoever, David. They're in there scrapping.
Number 25 with the basketball, lost it for a second. Good hustle there by Ayana. They're going to say it'll be Oak Ridge's ball. That was actually Zayana Stewart. Good hustle, evidently last touch by Powell. Oak Ridge and the Panthers tied at 18, 4:28 to play here in the third period. In a fast-moving ball game, the boys' game will follow here on FM 92.7. Oak Ridge ball. Zayana Stewart thought about a three, double team, throws the ball away. Not a good pass at all. I'm not sure exactly who she was trying to get it to. As Powell launches a three, no good. Rebound, Zayana Stewart. Lady Wildcat basketball quickly. Up the floor it goes to Jenna Johnson. Jenna spinning, driving, shooting, up, no good. Got to get rebounds. Lady Wildcats in a tie game, 18-18 the score. 3:57 to play in the third period. Here comes the Lady Panthers. Esperado wanted to shoot one up there. That's way off the mark. Lindsey Cleveland with it. Lady Wildcats running. Here it goes to Avea. Avea Mitchell, right elbow stops, drives along the baseline, swings it out to Zay, makes a nice catch, dribbles him, thought about shooting a three. Back it goes to Jenna around to Lindsey Cleveland. Inside the Page, turns, spins, no place to go, and she throws it away. Got in the tall trees, probably should have just turned around and shot it as the Lady Panthers bring the ball down the floor. 18-18 the score. You let a team hang around, Mike.
Yeah,
they get a lot of confidence.
You don't want them hanging around if you can't help it. But, Powell's really playing Oak Ridge tough now, David.
There's a foul called either against Lindsay or against Zayana. Official comes over the scores table. Going to say it's against Lindsay Cleveland. 3:13 to play third quarter. 18-18 is our score. Lady Wildcats with 3:13 to play in the third period. They'll substitute Krista Madison, a junior, comes in out of the game. It sounds like he's saying Watson. My roster says Richmond, but I'm going to have to check that. I don't know. My eyesight's not so good across the way there to see exactly what their name is. That girl's going to try to dribble in, and it's an offensive player control foul against Daisy Gentry, I believe, and it'll be Oak Ridge basketball. That's going to go against Madison. Second foul against her. Team foul number 2 against the Lady Panthers. Oak Ridge basketball. Avea Mitchell, right side, Zayana Stewart. Zay dribbles, stops, no place to go. Around it goes to Lindsay, back to Zay. Zay comes cross court to Avea. Avea dribbles in, left corner, Lindsay Cleveland for three. Good, that's a big shot by Lindsay Cleveland. Lady Wildcats back up by 3, 21-18 the score. Down the floor, big shot by Lindsay.
Yeah, that was her first three of the night, her first score of the night, David. Put the Lady Wildcats back in the lead, 21-18.
Timeout is asked for to save possession. Lady Wildcats on top, as Mike said, 21-18. 2:34 to play third quarter. Back to Powell in a moment. What's that? Wow, maybe that's Welcome back once again to Powell High School. 21-18, Lady Wildcats in the lead. Powell's going to dribble in. Good defense by Oak Ridge. Page long, almost a steal there by Oak Ridge. Coach Fisher's Lady Panthers back it up. 21-18 the score, 2:03 to play. We're in the third period. The basketball will come Powell, number 23 in the game, Claire Campbell to Finner. Almost drug that pivot foot. Backs up to the midcourt circle. Lady Wildcats come up to defend her. Then Finner drives right. Alana goes on the corner to Madison. She's in trouble, backs it up. She's in a lot of trouble. That's got to be 5 seconds.
Yeah,
Nope, Coach
really.
Fisher's going to call a timeout. Minute 42 to play third quarter. We're going to take one. Actually, no. Mike, why don't you run down the scoring to this point in the game for the Lady Wildcats?
Okay, so far for the Lady Wildcats, Evelyn Mitchell has 2. Ziana Stewart has 5. Lindsay Cleveland has 3. And the leading scorer for the Lady Wildcats with 8 is Jenna Johnson.
Lady Wildcats in the lead, 21-18, and Coach Fisher's got to be pleased with this game plan. As I've said several times, they have really limited Oak Ridge's possessions by making it a very quick ball game. Oak Ridge got on top of, I think it was 10-0, and at one point at the end of the first quarter, and then slowly they chipped away at the lead. The Lady Wildcats struggled to get some shots off, took some quick shots. I think they got impatient because they haven't had the ball much, and they missed them. And give all the credit in the world, Powell came racing back.
I'd like to know what the time of possession is for the Lady Panthers, because they are a ball control offense. You got to say that. They dribble more than any team I've seen this year so far, and they handle the ball pretty well. They've kept it away from the Lady Wildcats and kept this game close.
Powell with the basketball. Daisy Gentry guarded by Avea Mitchell. Dribbles in. Backdoor cut. Here's a shot blocked away by Jenna Johnson. What a rejection by the senior. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. 21-18 the score. Here's Lindsay Cleveland with it. To Zayana Stewart in the right corner. Back to Avea Mitchell. Lady Wildcats on offense. Swinging the ball left side. Page to Jenna. Turning, spinning, driving. She was fouled, and they called it. She got fouled earlier, and they didn't. That time couldn't do much, and Jenna will go to the free throw line.
Foul was on Krista Madison for the Lady Panthers, and she absolutely hammered her. There was no way she could get that shot up. So Jenna Johnson's gonna shoot 2 free throws.
She's a 61% free throw shooter. We got to take advantage of every opportunity. She misses on the first one. Minute 13 to play. Jenna just a moment ago, what a big block, really, because she was coming in for a layup or at least a short bunny, but Jenna just came out of nowhere and blocked it away. Jenna's second toss, good. Oak Ridge back up by 4, 22-18 the score. A minute 13 to play. Third period here at Powell High School. Boys game will follow. Here comes the trap on Gentry. She's in trouble and nearly lost the ball and knocks it off the body of Jenna Johnson.
That's pretty slick play on her part. Throwing the ball into the Wildcat defender to knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, that's Hannah Hayes. She's only a freshman, and they almost got her. As Finner comes back in the ball game. Here they come down the floor. Number 10 with it. That's Gentry. I think I got 10 and 11 mixed up a second ago. Finner with it. Works the ball top of the circle. Under a minute to play third quarter. 4-point Lady Wildcat lead. Hannah Hayes with the basketball. Dribbles in the tall trees. Cut off. I think she comes out of there. Now comes back again along the baseline. She blocked again. Oh! Foul called against Jenna Johnson. Might have got her with the body. Looked like all ball, but might have got her with the body, Mike. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that one either, but they call the foul on Jenna Johnson. That's actually her first foul of the game.
And Hannah Hayes will go to the free throw line. Her first toss is up, and it's no good. She's a freshman, not a very big girl at all. You look at her, if she's 5 foot, I would be surprised. She's not very tall at all. Back to the free throw line she goes. Hannah Hayes, right-handed shooter up, good. 3-point Lady Wildcat lead, 40 seconds to play here in this third quarter. Oak Ridge in the lead, 22-19. Avea Mitchell with the basketball, works the ball to Page into Jenna. Back to the top to Zayana Stewart. Lady Wildcat picks it up, gives it off to Avea. 27 seconds to play and counting. Lady Wildcats have got the floor spread just themselves with 21 seconds to play. Ayana Porter has not played much here in the third quarter. We haven't seen Janea or Ulisha the entire ball game. Oak Ridge ball, Avea for 3. It's huge. It's a little off the mark. Zay's got the rebound, goes right back up with it. Good! Zayana Stewart scores as the third quarter comes to a close. Our score after 3 quarters of basketball here at Powell. Oak Ridge leads it by a score. Is that score right?
Yeah, 23-19.
23-19. That's our score. And we'll take a break. We'll send it back to Brian at the station. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Oh, that's a great score. That's what I got.
Big shot there by Zayana Stewart gives Oak Ridge a 7-point lead. It's now 26-19 the score. I thought they were wrong on their score a moment ago. I thought they were off, and Oak Ridge has a 7-point lead. 26-19 the score. Here comes Finner with the basketball to the right corner. 7:28 to play in the ball game at Powell. Big district ball game here. They lob it down low to Watson against Jenna. Wants to shoot over her. Does. Clang off the iron. No good. They get the rebound back up. Good. They score with Milana Espirito. And here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. Ayana Porter dribbling. No place to go. Kicks the ball to Avea. Has a wide open three. Shoots it. Good. 3-point shot for Avea Mitchell. And the Lady Wildcat lead is 8. 29-21 the score. 6:59 to play here in the ball game. Here come the Lady Panthers down the floor. With it will come number 10. That's Gentry. Gentry guarded by Ayana Porter. Wants to shoot over her. Does. That's no good. Rebound over the back. Foul called against Powell. 6:48 to play. Jaden Early doing our scoreboard now. Blake Woody doing camera. Ethan, I don't know where he went. He didn't even take his Cheeto. He didn't even take his Cheeto bag with him.
Oh, that's not good. You know he hadn't gone far there. He'll be back.
6:45 to play in the ball game. 29-21 the score. Oak Ridge ball. Top of the circle. Now Jenna in the paint. Swings the ball to Zay for three. It's up. Good! Lady Wildcats all of a sudden hitting their shots, and they've extended their lead to its biggest margin now, 11. 32-21 the score. Lady Wildcats settling down here and getting back the big lead. Here's a long three. It's good. 3-point shot by Anna White. And the Lady Wildcat lead is 8 once again. 32-24. 6:16 to play here in the ball game in a very fast-moving game. Lindsey Cleveland with it over to Avea Mitchell. Thought about penetrating in, cannot, finds Ayana free. Top of the circle and backs up with her right-handed dribble. Gives it off to Lindsey and to Jenna at the free throw line to a wide open Avea Mitchell. Dribbles in, pulls up, 5-footer, no good. Tipped out of bounds, they say. Last touch by Powell. Zay was pretty close to that one. I know Zayana might have been the one who knocked it out. We're not going to complain though, Mike.
No, I'm not complaining.
It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. Lindsey Cleveland will work the ball in. Fires it up high to Jenna Johnson. Down to 5:55 to play in the ball game. Oak Ridge in the lead by 8. Zay drives in, shoots it, no good, gets her own rebound. No place to go except to Ayana Porter, who dribbles left, and then as she makes her move, she is going to be fouled by Powell. That'll be the second team foul called against the Lady Panthers this quarter. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. Lindsey Cleveland will work the ball in. In it comes to Jenna at the top of the circle. Jenna Johnson into Zayana Stewart, dribbles, drives, pulls up, shoots, no good, draws a foul, and Zayana Stewart, the senior, will go to the free throw line. Coming into this ball game, of course, Zayana and Ayana both have scored over 1,000 points in their career. Coming into this ball game, Zayana had a kind of an even number. Well, not even numbers, but she scored 1,111 points. 1, 1, 1, 1.
That is unreal. That's a good shooter right there, David.
Yeah, and Ayana Porter, 1,112. So they were 1 point off of each other as she hits one of the two, and the Lady Wildcat lead is 9. 33-24 the score. Here comes Powell down the floor. A little more comfort for the Lady Wildcats, but they got to keep playing here, Mike.
Yeah, they definitely do. They don't want to let this game get away from them. Still plenty of time left, David. 5 minutes and 27 seconds left.
Finner missed a shot. Ball knocked out of bounds by a hustling Ayana Porter. Ayana is fearless. I mean, that's the only thing you can say about her. She doesn't care. She throws her body. She throws 100% all the time.
Yeah.
As Finner drives the baseline, cut off there by Avea. Fires a pass, intercepted by Lindsey Cleveland. Lindsey Cleveland, left-handed off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Ayana. Back up with a shot, no good. On the rebound, Powell. Here come the Lady Panthers. 9-point Oak Ridge lead. Don't let them shoot a three. They're going to drive in, and there's going to be a holding foul against Oak Ridge. Might have stopped the layup, maybe not. 5:05 to play in the game, a 9-point lead. And who was the foul was on, Mike?
Jenna Johnson, her second foul of the night.
Not a shooting violation. Free throws have not been a factor in this 33-24 ball game. Their basketball, top of the circle. Here it goes to Anna White to the corner. Looking inside, good defense by Ayana Porter on Anna. She backs it up with a pass to Melania. Dribbles against Lindsay to her left, stops, bounce pass in the corner. Got to stay in front of her or she'll launch a three. Good defense by Zayana on Daisy Gentry. She backs it up. Once again, 4:40 to play in the ball game. 33-24, the Wildcats in the lead. Boys Junior Varsity won their ball game today as she goes in for a shot. No good. Good defense by Oak Ridge's Lindsay Cleveland, of course. Down the floor it goes to Oak Ridge's Ayana Stewart. Zay bounce pass, Jenna Johnson. Johnson looks to Ayana in the paint, and she's fouled. Going to be fouled by Carmani Thinner. That's her second personal foul. That's the, fourth team foul called against Powell. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball underneath the goal. To work the ball in will be Oak Ridge's Lindsay Cleveland. Out to Jenna, top of the circle to Ayana Porter. 4:19 and counting. The Wildcats have it to Avea Mitchell. Avea dribbles right, fires a pass across the court to Zayana Stewart. Looks for Jenna in the paint, finds instead Lindsay, who fires it out to Avea. Ball taken away. Pass a little bit too high. As she goes in for the shot, she missed it. Good defense and good recovery by Avea Mitchell, who came down and let's hope Finner's not hurt here. She took a nasty tumble. They're going to call the foul against Powell. And while we have an injury timeout, this injury timeout is brought to you by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. We'll take a break. We'll send it back to Brian Bennett. We'll be back following this 30-second timeout. Thanks a lot. They're still attending to the young lady, Carmani Finner, the sophomore. Look like they're going to try to get her up, but let's see if she's okay. Yep, she's okay. Well, she's in a lot of pain here, kind of favoring that right leg. I hope it's an ankle. If it's anything, I hope it's an ankle and not a knee, because it didn't look good.
No, it didn't. And she's not putting any weight on that leg whatsoever. As they escort her, the two coaches carry her to the bench.
4 minutes to play in this ball game. Foul was called against Powell. 15th foul. That's going to send Ayana to the free throw line. Ayana on the year is a 65% free throw shooter. How many points has Ayana scored? It's kind of a quiet night for her. Only 3. That's a quiet night for Ayana Porter for sure. Free throw on its way up there. Good. Pretty steady, pretty solid. As she hits the toss, and Oak Ridge is back up by 10. 34-24 the score. Back to the free throw line. The senior Ayana Porter tosses up, no good. I know you know this, but you know who Ayana's dad is, don't you?
Oh, absolutely I do. One of the best athletes ever come through Oak Ridge High School.
That would be Mr. Adrian Porter. As Powell throws the ball away, and their grandfather was Jackie Porter, who played ball back in the late 70s. So it's a family of athletes.
Yeah, it definitely is, and they're talented, no doubt about it.
34-24 the score. Oak Ridge on top by 10. We're down to 3:42 to play. The game's not over yet, Mike, but Oak Ridge, they turned the ball over. Just as about to say something. Lindsay's going to have to try to recover and stop a bucket, and she does not. As they get it off the glass, that's Daisy Gentry. And here's Oak Ridge pushing it up to Jenna Johnson. Drives in for the shot. Good. Little floater. And Jenna makes it a 10-point game once again.
That's her first 2 points of this second half, David.
Wow, and she scored the first 8 of the first 10 as they work the ball once again to Daisy Gentry, and the Watson drives against Jenna. It's kind of a mismatch in size. She gets the shot off. Good. She reminds me of Madison Brady, who played for Campbell County a few years ago. And she's got 8 as Oak Ridge will drive in with Avea Mitchell in the corner. 2:59 to play. Wildcats watch Ayana knock a 3 down. I was about to say maybe they need to kind of pull it out, but Ayana had a different idea, and she knocks down the 3.
That was a beautiful shot, David. Went right in the net.
Oak Ridge anticipating the pass. Zayana Stewart knocks it out of bounds. 2:44 to play in the game, an 11-point lead for Oak Ridge, 39-28, and another timeout is asked for. Remember, at halftime of the boys' game, I'm going to be speaking to the kicking coach at Oak Ridge High School. Mike Kelly. He's a realtor, but what I really want to talk to him about is his mentor, Barry Saunders, who was our kicking coach and receivers coach, assistant coach for the Wildcats for 30-plus years, and unfortunately passed away.
Yeah, I had a lot of interaction with Barry Saunders. He was just a great coach, a tremendous teacher, just an all-round nice guy, David.
Yeah, I mean, we've known him. Well,
I've known him 30 years.
I've known him longer. He was when I was in high school. He was teaching.
Yeah, right.
So
you've known him longer than I have.
Yeah, and he quit coaching the year Coach Cummings came, and that was his last year officially coaching. And unfortunately, he lost a battle with an illness he had for almost a year, honestly.
Yeah,
but,
he had a tough road to hoe there at the last, for sure.
Yeah, but, and I'm going to talk to Mike about that when he comes up here.
Yeah.
He basically took over for him as the kicking coach, and I know it meant a lot to him. In fact, well, let me get back to the basketball. We'll talk about that at halftime.
Really.
Here comes Powell with the basketball, trailing Oak Ridge by 11, 39-28. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to play. With the basketball will come. Oh, that's got to be a charge.
That's a charge.
What are you going to call? Oh, they call a block. She lowered her shoulder. She lowered her shoulder like that, and they call the block.
That was a bad call, Dave.
That's absolutely terrible. That is that's a bad. And it's 2 minutes, 26 seconds to play. 39-29. The score. Shot is good. 3-point play makes it an 8-point game. 2:26 to play. The Lady Wildcats running. Wildcats could use a little time off the clock here. They lead it by 8 with the basketball once again. The officiating's been pretty good. I can think of only 2 calls, and that was a bad one. Avea trapped on the baseline, needs help, and a timeout is asked for by Coach Taylor. 2:10 to play in the ball game. Oak Ridge on top, 39-31. Officials, they don't get them right all the time, but for the most part, these guys have been pretty good.
Oh, they have. I really shouldn't complain, but that was pretty obvious to me. But the Lady Wildcats, are hanging in there with them. It's been a tough battle, David. An 8-point lead, but we got only 2 minutes and 10 seconds left here in this fast-moving basketball game at Powell High School.
Lady Wildcats come into this game with a 4-0 district record. Powell is right behind them at 3-1. Campbell County now 3-1, so Campbell County can move into sole second place if Oak Ridge can hold on and win. Carnes at 2-3, Halls 1-3, and Central 0-5. Still a lot of ball games to be played. There's still 5 more district games after tonight, so these early standings don't really matter, but it's better to be in our situation than these other teams.
Amen. I'd a lot rather be undefeated and be leading the district as even to be down 1 game, because it's very important in the regional playoffs to have that seeding as number 1.
39-31 Lady Wildcats. That was Mike Sheehan. Mike's been around. How many years now, Mike, have you been around our broadcast team?
32, believe it or not.
Wow.
It's 2025.
Wow, that is absolutely crazy to think of.
It is crazy.
When I
can't believe it either.
I can't believe how old we are, to be honest with you.
Well, I know.
As Oak Ridge has the basketball, the Wildcats in the lead by 8 with the ball. A little bit more pressure by the Lady Panthers. Wildcats got to guard the basketball. Zayana's going to take it strong to the hole. Good. What a drive by Zayana Stewart. As the Lady Wildcats are back up by 10. They made a big move. Here's a steal by Oak Ridge, if they can get it. Hike. As here comes. And here's another steal by Lindsay to Ayana. 1:41 to play. 41-31. Oak Ridge by 10. Minute 36 to play. I cracked myself up on that one. Here's Oak Ridge with Lindsay Cleveland. Had a layup if she wanted it. Ball is intended for Avea, saved by Zayana. Zayana's going to dribble past her defender. Kick it out to Lindsay, around to Ayana Porter. 1:20 to play. 10-point Lady Wildcat lead. Lady Wildcats, Ayana, and the Lady Wildcats. Coach Fisher's not telling them to foul. And I guess he's just going to concede the game to Oak Ridge because it's 1:10 to play, and Oak Ridge is up by 10. Kind of surprised at that as Ayana dribbles in. Swings it left side to Jen in the corner. Will not shoot, goes to Avea, and Avea is fouled. Kind of surprised he let so much time go off the clock. I mean, to be honest with you, I know that, it's a 10-point game, but, hit a couple threes, get a couple turnovers, you're in the ball game. But he's a lot He's been coaching a long time, has been very successful, just kind of surprised me. But that's why I'm up here, and he's down there, Mike. As the first toss is up, no good by Avea Mitchell. Avea is a 71% free throw shooter on the year. Second toss is up, good. 11-point Lady Wildcat lead, 42-31 the score. Here comes Powell down the floor, 55 seconds to play in the ball game. Nearly a steal there by Avea, saved by Powell. Outside the line, 48 seconds to play. They work the ball for a three in the corner. It's up, no good. Rebound out of bounds to Oak Ridge. Last touch by the Lady Panthers of Powell. Last touch by Anna White. And with 42 seconds to play, they'll not press us. We'll have 10 seconds to walk the ball up the floor and make it an even shorter ball game. Down to 40 seconds and counting. Oak Ridge by 11, 42-31. Lady Wildcats, here comes a little pressure on Ayana. She finds Jenna free. Jenna drives in for the shot, missed it. Rebounded by Powell, and she dribbles it out of bounds on the baseline. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball underneath the goal. To work the ball in will be Lindsay Cleveland. Go ahead, Mike.
Powell looks a little bit winded to me, David. The Lady Wildcats are wearing them down.
Kind of what we saw on Tuesday as Oak Ridge works it into Ayana. 28 seconds to play. She backs up near the midcourt line. Comes cross court with the pass out to Avea Mitchell. Just kept playing keep away right now. We're under 20 seconds to play. Lindsay to Zayana to Avea. Back to Zayana. 13 seconds, and your final score is about to be posted on the scoreboard. It's going to be a Lady Wildcat victory. They're going to go 5-0 in District 3 play. Zayana gives it to Zayana, and the final score is 42-31. Oak Ridge is 5-0 in the District 3. They remain the only undefeated team. They are in first place in the district, and now the Panthers fall to third place, one game behind Campbell County. But you know, the game plan by Coach Fisher was outstanding, Mike, before you do the stats here. Outstanding. I mean, they kept it close by, you know, limiting Oak Ridge's possessions, and they actually took the lead after Oak Ridge had a double-digit lead, but Lady Wildcats prevailed and made big plays when they needed to.
You know, I thought, like you said, David, the coaching from Powell was really good. He did exactly what he wanted to do, and they kept the pace to their liking and kept a low-scoring game, really, for what the normally Wildcats do. But, you know, the pace of this game was intense. I mean, they were really defensively, both these teams were putting a lot of pressure on each other. And the Lady Wildcats come out with a well-deserved victory here at Powell High School.
42-31 is our final score. The boys are now taking the floor here for their game. Well, a few minutes away. Here comes Coach Taylor. Here comes Coach Taylor right now. We'll interview her. Let Mike get out of that seat. And well, let me take a quick 30-second break. I'll be back with Coach Taylor in a moment.
Trouble at school. Trouble at school.
Welcome back to Powell High School. Joining me is the head coach of the Lady Wildcats, Coach Paige Taylor. Hats off to Coach Fisher. Game plan pretty good. I mean, limit possessions, keep it close, and they did that. You jumped out on them early. I was 10-0, and I thought maybe you were just going to blow them away, but they just hung with it. And I think, this is me just saying this, I think if I'm facing that kind of defense, I get impatient, and I want to shoot when I get the ball. I don't know if that's what they did, but you missed a few shots, and they got back in the ball game.
Yeah, you know, we started out. I knew it was going to be a slow-paced game. I figured with this big zone, I mean, and the way he played Campbell County here last week, but you know, we started, I think it was 10-0 in the first quarter, and then they by far outscored us in the second quarter, I'm pretty sure.
They took the lead, actually.
Probably, yeah. And so, you know, obviously their game plan was to slow the game down and limit opportunities for us to run, and they did that. At halftime we talked about they had 10 defensive rebounds and we only had 4 offensive rebounds. We weren't crashing the boards. We were taking shots. We missed some shots early, then we made some shots, then we started missing shots, and we had no offensive rebounds. But our girls just kind of grinded it out, and we tried to speed them up in that fourth quarter by we could have gone full court man sooner to speed it up a little bit sooner, but just trying to save legs and all that.
Yeah, you got another ball game tomorrow,
Yeah.
and you played a tough one on Tuesday. So,
Right.
and I know you substituted early because
Right.
you were kind of limited,
Right.
honestly. So.
Yeah, we were limited, and we tried to play a variety of people there, and I felt like there were times when we had great effort, and then there were times where we were very stagnant on offense again, and standing a lot.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play, but that I hate that game plan right there. I mean, there was no stoppage of play, but it was
Right.
just like 12 to 10 at almost
Right.
halftime. So that's just not fun.
Yeah, I mean, I thought unless we could just turn them over and go score in transition and turn them over and go score, I figured it would be somewhat of a low-scoring game, just with the zone. And like I said, I mean, we did change the press up a little bit, turn them over some. We could have gone man sooner to speed the game up. But, again, you kind of work on some things. You want to see things. But, I felt like the girls, we started going inside. We started having movement in the paint. Zay scored it inside. Jenna got fouled inside. We started taking it to them. And when we were taking it to them, they couldn't guard us.
It's a young team, too, and I think one of the things that you could tell when you were pressuring and they would panic a little bit, too, and that helped you.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell the ones you could pressure sometimes, and the ones that you couldn't. But, definitely a young basketball team, a very good basketball team. I told the girls before the game, I mean, they're a team that's dangerous to a team like us.
Yes, most definitely.
And I told them that before the game. I said, this is if I had to pick one team that I feel, is dangerous for us, it's this basketball team right here, especially at Powell.
So you've completed the first half of your district schedule, and I was telling Mike, better to be 5-0.
Yeah.
It's better to be undefeated. It's still a lot of games to go, but
Right.
you're in the driver's seat.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we got to now play the second half of it, and we got to finish the second half like we started the first half. You can't take anything for granted. We're going to get everybody's best game, everybody's best effort, and we got to be ready to go.
Central is your opponent tomorrow. That'll be at home ball game. You beat them the first time we played them early back in the season, and 3 games in a short period of time has got to be tough.
Yeah, it's not ideal. This game, obviously wasn't supposed to happen tonight, but because of the snow last Friday, we had to reschedule it. And you want to get it in as soon as you can, just because you don't know what else is going to be out there and what other cancellations you might have later on. So, it's just one of those things that postseason, you're going to have some, a lot of games, quick turnaround too. So get you ready for that.
Coach, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Lady Wildcats win the ball game. It was a tight one. Let's get Mike in here, and he'll run down the stats here. Mike, I've already forgotten the score, but why don't you run down the scoring here in the game?
Okay, I'm going to read the the homestanding Lady Panthers first. Kamara Benner had 6. Daisy Gentry had 6. Krista Madison had 2. Anna White had 3. Clary Campbell had 3. Milana Espiritu had 2. And Peyton Richmond was the leading scorer for the Lady Panthers with 8. For the Oak Ridge Lady Wildcats, Evelyn Mitchell had 6. Ziana Stewart had 19. Deanna Porter had 7. Lindsay Cleveland had 3. And Jenna Johnson had 11 for the final score of Oak Ridge Lady Wildcats 42, the Lady Panthers 31. And a hard-fought district win on the road for the Lady Wildcats. A big game coming up again tomorrow night at Oak Ridge Arena against the Central Bobcats, whom the Oak Ridge played once earlier. It's always good to be back in the friendly confines. I hope everyone that can come out and watch that game tomorrow night. It ought to be a good one. We're going to send it back to the station for 3 minutes, and we'll be back with the boys' game.
Welcome back to Powell High School in another big district game for the Wildcats as they take on second-place Panthers. Powell enters the game 3-1 in the district with district wins over Central, Halls, and Carnes. Their only loss was to Campbell County back on January 7th, 55-51. The Wildcats destroyed Campbell County on Tuesday by 46 points. Of their common opponents, other than Campbell County, Powell also lost to Clinton 49-42, while Oak Ridge defeated Clinton by 30, 84-54. Powell has 4 seniors on their roster like Oak Ridge, but they also rely on 2 sophomores who have played well for the Panthers up until now. Powell has always been tough at home, but this year they have a better record on the road at 5-3. They are 1-3 here at Powell. The Wildcats remain the only undefeated team in the district with a 4-0 record. After this game tonight, Oak Ridge will have played every team in the district at least once, and so far, the closest of any of them to have come to Oak Ridge was 25 points against Halls. Oak Ridge defeated Central by 30, Carnes by 53, and Campbell County by 46. 2 of their blowout wins were on the road. The Wildcats are 5-0 at home and 2-1 on the road, and 4-2 on neutral courts. Last season, Oak Ridge defeated Powell 3 times, 64-43 in the district championship game, 69-52 here at Powell, and 85-73 at Wildcat Arena. Oak Ridge has won 13 straight over Powell dating back to 2018. The Wildcats lead the series 67-16 since 1947. Oak Ridge basketball is brought to you this season by Summit Medical Group, Tennessee Bank of Oak Ridge, Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, Washboard Wash and Fold, and Bob's Washboard Laundromat, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, the Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic, the Oak Ridge Utility District, and the Fox Insurance Group. Tonight, Oak Ridge is taking on the Powell Panthers, and we'll be back for the starting lineups and the tip-off in 30 seconds.
David Clary back here along with Mike Sheehan, Blake Woody. We've got Ethan Eubanks with us. We have Grayson Brown. We also have with us Caleb Jackson. Jaden Early was helping us early. Jared Bafford is with us as well. Mike, Lady Wildcats won their ball game. That stall was very effective as we're about to have our national anthem. So we'll come back and talk about them in a minute. Send it back to Brian Bennett. We'll be back with the starting lineups in 2 minutes. Welcome back once again to Powell High School, home of the Powell Panthers. The starting lineups have been introduced out on the floor. Mike, what I was starting to talk to you about in the girls' game, they stalled Oak Ridge, kept it close. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Barnes tried to do the same thing. He's a good coach, too.
It wouldn't surprise me a bit, because they know how Oak Ridge can score quickly and often. They're one of the better scoring teams we've had in years, and we've definitely got a height advantage like we do on most of these teams. And I look for the Wildcats to run out on this Powell Panther team, but they're always scrappy, though, David. I look forward to it. Ought to be a good contest.
This is a little bit more experienced team. I see their quarterback out there, Deuce Rogers. Ethan probably knows a little bit about him.
Oh, a whole lot, but he's really a good player.
He was their quarterback. I think he's only a junior, though, isn't he? He's a junior.
So, yeah,
so he's a big kid. He'll be jumping with Shamar Green. The Wildcats coming out with Charlie Taubenheim. He was ill, wasn't able to play in the Campbell County game. Cooper Williams, Garrett Giles, Ray Watson. Little false jump right there. They'll go again. Ball up control by Oak Ridge, and we are underway here at Powell. The Wildcats will be moving left to right if you're listening to us on WIJV, FM 92.7, FM 94.7. They're wearing their all-black jerseys with white. The Wildcats, Garrett Giles is going to be called for a travel. They're going to call that. Might have picked up his pivot foot because he was bumped. We didn't see a lot of good calls towards the end of the ball game in that ball game, but these guys for the most part have done a pretty good job. I just can remember two bad ones, and I'm not so sure about that, but we're underway. Scoreless game, about 30 seconds into it. Rogers with the basketball. Let me look at some of their other players out they have in the game as well. They've got Nathan Russell also in the ball game for the Panthers, number 10. That's Noah Lakin. Deuce Rogers, as I mentioned, going to drive in against Garrett, turning in the paint. Kicking it out to number 13, that's Braylon Hanson. He's a freshman player. So far, nobody is shot. This is kind of similar to what we saw in the girls' game. They're going to go inside to Deuce against Cooper. He deflects the shot. The Wildcats have the rebound. Shamar Green with it. Here come the Wildcats. Good defense by Cooper. Here comes Ray down the floor, and he, offensive player control foul, as he put his shoulder, his elbow, his chin, his nose into the body of that freshman, and that's a good call by the official.
That was a no-doubter call on that. And yeah, Raekwon just got a little carried away there.
Here come the Panthers. They're moving right to left, wearing their white jerseys with black and orange trim. Scoreless ball game. The freshmen panic a little bit, couldn't get the ball in right away for a 5-second call, and they call a timeout. So the Wildcats and Panthers, they've been playing since 1947. We saw some really great games here, some games where we came in here highly, the favorite, and Powell's come away with victories. We've seen some great district tournament games here, and, I'm going to miss, honestly, coming here. It's got a little character to it, this gym does.
Yeah, I really like this gym. It's got, the crowd's right down on the floor within about 5 feet of it, and it's always an exciting venue to come to, especially when both teams are very good, and they fought tooth and nail a lot of years, a lot of good years here at Powell High School.
I remember when Coach Ogan was their coach. Remember that huge guy they used to have as their coach? As they're still trying to get it in, and they're going to call a foul. Are we going to have one of those kind of ball games? We didn't hardly have any fouls called in the girls' game. Of course, the biggest worst call, one of the worst calls I've ever seen, was in that game against West here, as they're going to go with a home run pass, and we got burned by it. Layup good. They go with the full court pass, and the Wildcats trail it 2-0. It was in that game at the district tournament against West where the official blew it, basically, lost practically the game for Oak Ridge. As Cooper's going to drive in, give it into Shamar for the layup. Good pass there by Cooper Williams, and Shamar has his first 2 points. But give the assist to Cooper.
Absolutely. I don't know what's wrong with this lineup, but it's not right.
That freshman turns the ball over on the baseline, and the Wildcats are going to get it underneath the goal. Wildcats playing with Charlie Taubenheim, Shamar Green, Cooper Williams, Garrett Giles, and Raekwon Watson. Ray trying to work it in. Then it comes to Shamar, double team. Gives it off to Ray. That's a reach-in foul. They're pretty aggressive. Neelan Duggar is the man called with a foul. and that'll be the Duggar is called with the foul. That
For
is
whatever reason, David, Shamar Green's number has changed from 2 to 23.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He's wearing a different jersey here. Not sure why. As Oak Ridge works it in over to Cooper Williams. Cooper back to the top of the key. Over it goes to Ray Ray. 2-2 our score. Ray Ray thought about driving to the baseline. Slips and falls, and out of bounds he goes. Hit maybe a wet spot there, but he lost his footing big time.
Yeah, he's moving so fast his feet came right out from under him. Ray Ray's having a rough night so far.
Another steal on the inbounds and a bucket by Charlie Taubenheim. That's a couple turnovers by that freshman trying to inbound it with the Wildcats using their height. There's another one. Here it goes to Charlie, a little 5-footer, good. And Coach Barnes wants a timeout. And number 10, Noah Lakin, he's a senior trying to get the ball in. I thought it was the freshman, but he, against Oak Ridge's size and length, that's the key, the length there.
Yeah.
And the long arms just kind of deflected it, and they turned the ball over just like that.
Yeah, and that just like that, Oak Ridge has a 6-2 lead. Love the way that's transpired for the Wildcat. As things have really started out slow, just like they did against the Lady Panthers.
Let me ask Ethan a question here. I know Powell in football had our number this year. What do you remember most about that ball game? I know you all started out strong. What do you remember about the Powell ball game?
To be honest, I don't really remember like a lot. I just remember that Deuce kind of like ran the ball basically a whole lot. He just kind of ran over us. Basically.
Yeah, you all marched down the field and scored on that first drive, but then after that, they shut you down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Thanks, Ethan.
Not to mention Dylan Stooksbury, their kicker, was fabulous that night.
Right. Here come the Panthers down the floor. Find my roster once again. Here comes a trap set. They work the ball cross court. It goes to Lakin. Bounce pass in the corner. They look to the left corner for a three-pointer. It's no good. Shamar's got the rebound. To Garrett Giles. Wildcats up 6-2. 5:45 to play first quarter. Shamar with it to Ray Ray. Had a three. Won't shoot it. Backs it up. Now he will. Top of the circle. In and out. No good. Tracked down by Powell. Nathan Russell pulls down the board to Deuce Rogers. Their quarterback, as we mentioned, works the ball across to the corner. Trying to get the ball inside. He throws it away. Hits Shamar, and he kicks it out of bounds. It'll be, once again, the Panthers with the basketball along the baseline. Eventually, they'll get somebody to work the ball in. It's going to be Noah Lakin once again. He hasn't had a lot of success as he tries to work the ball in again. He does this time, and it comes to number 13, who drives the baseline. Missed an easy one. Missed shot by Hanson, the freshman. Here comes Charlie down the floor. 6-2 the score. Garrett Giles, left corner, dribbles, pulls up, will not shoot a three. Charlie's got it top of the circle. Good defense by Powell. Here it goes to Ray Watson. Here's the lob to Cooper on the left block. Somebody's got to be open. It's Garrett Giles. Free throw line jumper is good. Garrett Giles has his first 2 points, and it's an 8-2 lead for the Wildcats. Powell coming down the floor with Nathan Russell against Cooper. Got him airborne, draws the foul. 4 minutes, 54 seconds to play first quarter. Wildcats on top, 8-2 over Powell. Into the free throw line will go the senior Nathan Russell. Gary Barnes is the head coach of the Powell Panthers, one of the better coaches in the district for sure. A lot of success here at Powell. Misfires on the free throw does Mr. Russell, as they'll substitute Dylan Stooksbury into the game. That's your guy, Dylan Stooksbury, coming in for the Panthers, number 11. Back to the line will go Nathan Russell. 8-2 score, 8-2 the score, 4 minutes, 54 seconds to play. The lefty puts it up there, good. Oak Ridge ball coming down the floor, moving left to right. 8-3 Wildcats here at Powell. 4:50 to play. This is a makeup ball game from the rain or the snowed out game on Friday. Shamar, a nice move in the paint. Hook shot is up, and it's good. Shamar with a little turnaround hook, and he's got 4, and the Wildcat lead is 7. 10-3 the score. Here come the Panthers against Oak Ridge's pressure. They'll work the ball to the line and get it across with Cameron Gabloff. He gets it into Deuce, and he got smacked down. It'll be Oak Ridge with the back on defense as Powell will have it. Deuce doesn't look too happy about 2 shots, 2 blocks.
No, it's pretty intimidating when that happens.
Powell trying to work the ball in. You have to do so, and here's another steal by Cooper. Here come the Wildcats. Wildcats are killing them with their height and their length on the inbounds plays. Oak Ridge ball leading 10-3. Giles with it to Shamar. swings it out and throws it away. Then Ray steals it right back. Ray dribbles in, kicks it out. There's Cooper for three, no good. Rebound Shamar Green to Charlie Taubenheim, back to Ray in the right corner, right in front of the Powell bench. He swings it out to Charlie around the Garrett Giles. Garrett drives left block on the baseline, kicks it back to Ray. Ray dribbles in against Deuce. Garrett Giles, three-pointer from the corner, no good. Rebound Shamar Green into Giles for the shot. He's fouled.
Oh, yeah.
Late whistle. Two guys ate their whistle, and one finally did call the foul. 3:47 of late first quarter, and Garrett Giles will go to the free throw line. Garrett is an 81% free throw shooter. He, before the end of the year, will surpass 1,500 points in his career. Free throw is good by the senior redhead, as the Wildcats will get Malik Howard in the ball game. Ethan James comes in as well. Hope you enjoyed Ethan last night on the Off the Glass show. Ethan and his twin brother Dallin, they did a good job.
Yeah, they're really great talkers. I enjoyed them. They were very entertaining.
11-3 the score, 12-3 the score, as the free throw is good by Garrett Giles. Here come the Panthers down the floor. The junior dribbling against Ray. Trying to get the ball across the midcourt line, and he does. With quickly to Stooksbury it goes over to Deuce Rogers. Jarrell Jemerson about to come into the game for the first time tonight, coming off of a devastating ankle injury in the Farragut football game. Nearly a steal by Malik. Gadloff, the junior, all alone at the free throw line, has to get rid of it and does. They work the ball in. Cooper cuts him off. Dribbling in now, Ray cuts him off. They've got a three if they want it from the corner. He comes cross court to Stooksbury. Stooksbury cut off by Garrett Giles. Good defense, Oak Ridge. 3:09 to play in the first quarter. Deuce Rogers back to the top of the key to Neelan Duggar. Duggar against Ray, and he commits his second foul. Ray's got two fouls, and Jarrell's going to come in. Maybe that's why Coach Green was going to get Jarrell into the ball game, but that's two fouls on Ray. He's going to have to sit a while, Mike.
Yeah, he probably is. His, aggressiveness caught up with him a little bit, David, and he got called for two fouls, so he's going to have to rest with 3:02 left in the quarter.
Here comes the Panthers back on offense, trailing 12-3. Top of the circle it goes to Deuce Rogers. Rogers guarded by Cooper Williams. Around the left side it goes to Stooksbury, back to Rogers. Dribbling right. His name is actually Robert Rogers, but he wears number 2. Here's a steal. Wildcats have it. Garrett Giles. Malik's down the floor. Garrett's going to take Deuce to the hole. All the way in for the shot. No good. Hard foul against Robert Deuce Rogers. It'll be Garrett back at the line. He's 2 for 2 from the line tonight. His team leads Powell 12-3. Like the girls, Oak Ridge the only undefeated team in the district right now. So it's a big game. Powell's right behind them, just like their girls were.
Yeah, exactly. These are two tough teams to play. I mean, the girls and the boys are always at Powell. You can look for a good game, David.
Free throw's good. It's a 10-point lead for the Wildcats. 13-3 the score, 2:37 to play in the first quarter. It'll be Garrett Giles. He's 3 for 3 from the line. As I mentioned, he came in at 81% on the year. He'll go to the line for his second attempt of this trip down the floor. He's perfect, 4 for 4, and Oak Ridge leads it 14-3. Garrett's a fine player, a great transfer as they beat Oak Ridge down the floor with Stooksbury. Coach Green's not going to like that as the Wildcats bring the ball down the floor. Garrett was a great addition to the Wildcats last season.
Oh, yeah, absolutely was.
Ended up being the District 3 most valuable player in the tournament. And he works the ball to his right, looks to Ethan in the corner. Ethan shoots a three. It's on its way. No good. Garrett has the rebound. Garrett Giles back up from 3. Rims out. No good. Tip back up by Cooper. Cooper battles for it. Saved by Ethan James. Floaters up. No good. Rebounded again by Malik Howard. Spinning shot. No good. Wildcats missed 4 or 5 shots on that one possession. Point blank bunnies. They work the ball down the floor to Dalvin Farmer. In for a layup. He missed it. Partially rejected. Stooksbury missed it.
He
Here comes
like he got fouled.
Giles down the floor. Garrett to the right block. He's got to be fouled. They're going to call a deflection.
Oh, man.
He got knocked down.
He got called for walking on that play.
Well, either way, it's going to be their ball. Minute 44 to
that.
play in the first quarter. Oak Ridge on top, 14-5. Coach Green comes over to the official and say, I didn't see that. Kind of watch that. Powell plays physical. They always have. Now Coach Green's talking with the other official now as Stooksbury has the ball top of the circle to number 5. That's Dalvin Farmer. Farmer works the ball Cameron. I don't want to mispronounce his name. It's spelled Gabloff. Maybe Gabloff. Either way, he's got the ball. Stooksbury with it, cross court. Drill reaches around and tries to sweep the ball out of his hands and commits the foul. And that's the 15th foul. That's going to send Powell to the free throw line. On the bench right now with 2 personal fouls is Raekwon Watson. Minute 16 to play first quarter. At the line will be Noah Lakin, the senior. A few minutes ago I was mistaking him for that freshman player that was in there, and I apologize to Mr. Lakin. He goes to the free throw line. Toss, rattles in good. 14-6 to score. Blake Woody's doing our camera work right now. You probably heard his voice earlier as Coach Green just got warned. Bench warning to Coach Green. Not a technical, just a warning. Back to the free throw line will go Noah Lakin. 14-6 to score, trying to make it a 7-point game. He does. Shot is good. Wildcats will come down the floor with Jarrell Jemerson running the point. 14-7 Wildcats, a minute 12 to play in the first quarter. Oak Ridge lobs it into Malik. Malik for the layup. Oh, he missed the bunny. Another easy one.
Wow.
Wildcats have missed some really close quarter shots here in the last few moments of this quarter as we're going to have a turnover on the part of Noah Lakin. I think he put his heel on the sideline across the floor as Shamar comes back in the ball game and Cooper will check out. 58.9 seconds. Pretty exciting first quarter. A lot of action, a lot of physical play. And, we like it that way.
Pretty physical game inside him particularly, David.
Jarrell, I think, didn't know the pass was intended for him to Malik, and the ball goes sailing out of bounds. So the last few minutes, Wildcats with a little bit of a struggle as Powell brings the ball down the floor. 48 seconds to play. Counting. Powell with the basketball. We're in the first quarter. The ball picked up on the floor by number 34 for them. They work the ball inside. Here's a shot on its way. No good. Cooper had the rebound. Charlie saves it. Oh, that's Shamar with a rebound. Here comes Charlie Taubenheim down the floor. Charlie races down the middle of the floor. Takes his strong left side to Ethan James. Lost his dribble. Ball's kicked away and taken away by Panthers. They work it in along the baseline. 16 seconds to play. Lakin backs it up. Around the horn, they'll dribble in against Shamar. Throw up a shot. It's no good. Rebound by Powell. They're going to go right back up with a shot. Good. They score with number 5, Dalvin Farmer, as the first quarter comes to a close. So our score after one quarter here from Powell. Oak Ridge on top 14-9. We'll be back to Powell High School following the 60-second timeout. Welcome back once again to Powell High School. David Clary, Mike Sheehan, Ethan Eubanks, Blake Woody, along with Grayson Brown and Caleb Jackson. It'll be Powell basketball as we start playing the second quarter. Oak Ridge on top 14-9. The Lady Wildcats won their ball game. The boys junior varsity won as well, so Oak Ridge going for the triple sweep. Powell comes out with the basketball first as we start play here in the second quarter. Powell works the ball along the baseline. Wildcats come out with Shamar Green, Cooper Williams, Raekwon Watson, Charlie Taubenheim, and Garrett Giles. Ray playing with 2 personal fouls. They're working into Deuce. That's an offensive player control foul against Robert Rogers as he pushes over and runs over Garrett Giles, and that'll give Oak Ridge the ball.
That's a foul every time. When you lower that shoulder and come back up to jack the player away from you, that's going to be a foul.
Oak Ridge basketball. Here comes Ray down the floor, moving left to right as we broadcast here at Powell. With the basketball will come Charlie Toppenheim.
Oh.
And I don't know if that was a alley-oop or a lob to Cooper or Shamar. Either way, it's a turnover. Not too sure on that particular play as they have the ball. Stewksbury shoots a 3, rejected by Shamar. Wildcats on a 3-on-2 with Shamar to Ray on the right block. Goes in, and he is hammered down hard. And no foul. Not a whole lot of room in between the baseline and those walls on either side, as we saw 2 years ago when Jenna tore her knee on that side of the floor. As Oak Ridge will work the ball in, it comes to Shamar at the free throw line. Back to Ray, spinning 6-footer is no good. Ray missed the shot. Here come the Panthers down the floor. Cameron Gabloff to Stewksbury. Stewksbury drives against Cooper. Cooper blocks it. They get their block again by Shamar to Ray. Then he can't control the ball. It's loose on the floor. And I think they're going to call another foul on Shamar probably. And that is the case, as it'll be Powell basketball. It's kind of ragged all of a sudden here, Mike.
Yeah, he kind of went down into his knees and knocked his knees out from under him, and Powell's going to retain possession.
Here comes the trap. They lost the ball. Taken away by Cooper Williams in the rear court to Ray. Ray's got to be careful. He's playing with 2 fouls. Here's Shamar on the left block. Nice move. Goes up. Had to be fouled. Garrett Giles to Charlie Toppenheim. Charlie, 6-footer. Good. Charlie, I think, was 6 now in the game. And Oak Ridge leads 16-9. 6:25 to play as Powell will try to work the ball in. 5-second count is on. Here's the steal again. They've done it several times. Here's another finger roll layup by Charlie. He's getting a lot of points that way. He's got 8 now. Oak Ridge back up by 9.
And Charlie's getting those cheap baskets. That's the way I like it. 8 of them now.
Here comes the trap set on the Panthers. They get out of it with Noah Lakin. They'll get back on defense. Wildcats kind of a mismatch in height as Ray just turned his left ankle and Powell turns the ball over. Here comes Oak Ridge. Garrett Giles, will he dunk it? Yes. Nope. He just has to lay it in, and Coach Barnes calls a timeout. Ray turned his ankle and stayed back in the rear court, but he gives the thumbs up to Coach Green and says he's okay. 20-9 the score. Mike, why don't you tell us what happened in the girls' game earlier?
Okay. I tell you, David, they looked good early on, especially. It was 10-0, but then the Lady Panthers come storming back, and it was 17-12 at the half. Then in the third quarter, the Wildcats held a 5-point lead, 23-19, before they won 42-31. Evelyn Mitchell scored 6. Deanna Stewart had 19. Ayanna Porter had 7. Lindsay Cleveland had 3. And Jenna Johnson had 11.
Powell came out and really, it wasn't really what you would call a stall kind of game. They just didn't stand there with the ball, but they just passed it, tried to get Oak Ridge to, make mistakes. And I thought Coach Fisher's game plan was really good for the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, absolutely it was. They put the stall on, and they dribbled the ball around more than any team I've ever seen play against the Lady Wildcats this year. And they did it deliberately because they knew the Wildcats were capable of outscoring them as they did down the stretch, and pulled out a big victory, a district victory, which is very important.
They go with a home run pass. This time, that is an error. Here's the three-pointer by Oak Ridge, missed. And Ray commits his 3rd foul. Not exactly what you wanted to see here in the first half. Ray trying to get the errant pass, went to get it and bumped into the guy. It's a good call, and he'll have to sit the remaining 5:42 of the first half. Oak Ridge does have the lead. Ethan James is going to come in, and he'll run the point now for the Wildcats. 20-9, Oak Ridge in the lead by 11. Here come the Panthers all the way to the hole, no good. Good defense by Garrett. Stayed with him the whole time. Garrett's going to give it off right side to Shamar. Oh, great catch. He fouled by 2 or 3 different guys. And the whistle does finally blow. And it'll be Oak Ridge going to the free throw line. Let's see. It's going to be Shamar at the line. Shamar has improved a bit on his shooting. His free throw shooting has not been his strength this year. Well, let's give him a shot here. He's got 2 shots, 20-9 the score. Free throw is no good. He is only a 33% free throw shooter. Mike Kelly will join us at halftime. We'll hope you'll stay tuned for that. Betsy Coleman Realty, and I also want to talk to him about Barry Saunders, the recently departed good friend of Oak Ridge football and all of us up here, as Shamar goes back to the free throw line for his second attempt. 20-9 Oak Ridge. Shamar concentrates and knocks it down. Good job. 21-9 the score, 5:26 to play. Panther basketball. Here comes Braylon Hansen. Then the ball is lost out of bounds. Last touch by Powell. They just kind of threw the ball down the floor, and there was nobody there except our cheerleaders, and I don't think they were throwing it to our cheerleaders. It'll be Oak Ridge ball. Cooper Williams in the ball game. Ethan James, Charlie Taubenheim, Garrett Giles, and Shamar Green. 5:17 to play. Second quarter, Oak Ridge in the lead, 21-9 over Powell. District ball game. Here comes Garrett, top of the circle. Garrett feeds Shamar, kicks it out and throws the ball off the fingertips of one of the Panthers. I know what the play was, but it was well defended by Powell.
Yeah, he definitely was. I'll tell you that Noah Lankin was really putting the pressure on him, and Noah got a hand on it but knocked it out of bounds.
Here's the lob into Shamar, and Shamar is tied up. The alternate possession arrow to Oak Ridge. This is a good call. They tied him up.
Good defense.
Yep. And Deuce Rogers that time, I think, was the guy as Malik Howard's about to check back into the game. Now let's see. Technical foul on Coach Barnes. Technical foul on Coach Barnes. It was Coach Green who got the warning earlier. And now Garrett's going to shoot 2 free throws. Then Oak Ridge is going to get the ball. He must have said something. I didn't see it, didn't hear it. And he's going to have to sit the rest of the game. And Garrett's going to go to the line where he's been very prolific here in the first half. And he remains that way. I was afraid I was going to jinx him because it wasn't the prettiest shot, but it hit iron and bounced in. 22-9 Oak Ridge, 5:03 to play, second quarter. Don't you think Blake Woody needs a haircut? Second toss is up. No good. Don't you think Blake Woody needs a haircut? I was just messing with him. He told us on the way over here that he needed a haircut, so.
I agree.
Just making sure Blake was paying attention as the Wildcats had the ball to Cooper Williams. Cooper around the left side to Ethan James. Ethan attacks the paint. Wanted to go all the way in. Good defense there by Powell. He feeds Malik. Malik goes in for the shot, and it rolls in good. Malik Howard scores, and it's 24-9. That's Malik's first 2 points. 4 minutes, 46 seconds to play, second quarter. Here's the trap. They get out of it. Here comes Powell down the floor. With it will come Braylon Hansen. Dribbles in, wants to go against Garrett. Draws contact, and a foul from Garrett Giles. Garrett picks up personal foul number 1, team foul number 3. 4:34 to play, second quarter. To the free throw line will go Powell, trailing Oak Ridge 24-9. Well, former Lady Wildcat Bella Boone in the house tonight. Looking down and see her down there. Free throw is up, and it's good by the freshman. They'll have another one. 14-point advantage for the Wildcats. 4:34 to play, second quarter. Second toss, good. Oak Ridge ball. Ray's on the bench with 3 fouls. Ethan James has taken over the point duties, and he's going to take it, wanted to take it to Cooper. Turned the ball over, and Powell has a chance with Stooksbury for 3. No good. Rebound to Ethan James. A lot of contact. The Powell fans thought there should have been a foul called. Ethan's a little bit out of control there, but Cooper saves it. Cooper gives it out to Malik, and then Cooper Williams is called with an offensive player control foul. And that'll be the second foul called on Cooper. 4th team foul called against the Wildcats as the Panthers, well, the Wildcats are going to substitute. Looks like Jarrell Jimerson is coming into the game. He'll run the point now with Cooper and Charlie. Cooper, let's see, Malik Howard, he's the other guy. And it'll be Powell basketball. 24-11 the score. Panther ball. Stooksbury with it in the rear court, and he'll bring it down the floor. 4:06 to play, second quarter. 24-11 the score. Live here from Powell High School. Dylan Stooksbury with the basketball. Brian Bennett's back in the studios of FM 92.7. pushing all the buttons for us as they work the ball in. Good defense by Cooper and a travel. Good defense by Cooper, and there was no place for Nathan Russell to go.
No, there wasn't. And he shifted and lost his pivot foot, walked, and the Wildcats will get it back.
3:49 to play second quarter. The Wildcats trying to go 5-0 in the district like the girls. The girls had a tough time tonight against a good Powell team. Here's the bounce pass to Cooper. He makes a move. Probably didn't need to put it on the floor where he did. Probably could have gone right back up, but he does draw the foul. Who am I to say? I'm not 6'5" or whatever Cooper is, and he's got better post moves than I ever had. Of course, as the Wildcats work it into Jarrell Jimerson, and Jarrell is fouled. A little bit of a touch foul against Noah Lakin of the Panthers. Stops the clock. 3:37 to play. That's Noah's first foul. Team foul number 5, and Oak Ridge will go to the line with Jarrell. I don't think Jarrell's even attempted a free throw this year on the year, but he knocks it down. Of course, Jarrell, that Farragut game was devastating to Oak Ridge. That was the same. Jarrell got hurt, broke his ankle. Same game that Justice West got hurt and Will Presley all got hurt. Free throw.
That was a rough game for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and then a game later, Caden Stewart went down to injury. So second free throw is missed by Jarrell. Powell with the basketball. They've got Dalvin Farmer back in the ball game along with Gabloff once again. I apologize if I got that wrong. If his parents or grandparents are watching, my apologies. I usually go down and ask the scores table how to pronounce certain names, but I wasn't able to as they get a little bucket up good. Little left-handed shot by Nathan Russell, and it's his first his third point, his first field goal. 25-13 the score. Charlie Toppenheim with the basketball. Wants to lob it to Cooper, finds Garrett. Now Cooper's got it, left block. He lost the dribble. Put it down on the floor and turns it over, and on the other end, Charlie's going to have to stop a layup. He does. And the ball is taken away, though, by Deuce Rogers. Oh, he walked. They get a shot up. No good. Rebound, Charlie. Charlie Toppenheim. Wildcats. Garrett Giles. Here's the pass. Knocked out of bounds. Saving what was going to be a dunk was Dylan Stooksbury as the ball goes sailing out of bounds.
Yeah, he had to hustle back to get to it, but he got his hand on it, deflected out of bounds, or that would have probably been another dunk.
2:37 to play first half, 25-13. My name is David Clary along with Mike Sheehan, Ethan Eubanks, Blake Woody. Got the football crew with us as Garrett works it into Shamar Green, who's back in the ball game. Wildcats have Charlie Toppenheim along with Jarrell Jimerson at the point. The Wildcats have Shamar Green. They lob it to him on the left block. Makes a great move. Tip back up. Good. Shamar didn't hit the first shot, but then just tipped it up. Our height advantage taking center stage right there as the Panthers are fouled by Garrett Giles. How many is that on Garrett? That's his second foul. 2:15 to play second quarter. 27-13 as Eli Peters is about to come into the game. That's the 15th foul called against the Panthers, against the Wildcats, my apologies, as Eli will come in a moment. 2:15. Eli had a really good game against Campbell County, had a couple threes, had 8 or 10 points in that game. Free throws up good. Eli's going to check in for Garrett, and he's going to go back into rear court. Coach Green tells him where to go. Little snowbird action in front of the Powell bench was on the far right to us as we look down from the second level here at Powell. That shot is up and it's good. Oak Ridge will play Central tomorrow at home at the Wildcat Arena. We'll have the game on prepradio.com only as the Wildcats have Malik Howard in the ball game. Little 10-footer, no good. Rebound back up, good. Nice putback bucket there by Jarrell Jimerson.
Beautiful shot.
3 points now for Jarrell. 14-point lead again. 29-15 the score. Here comes Powell down the floor. Minute 50 and counting, second quarter. I'm going to be speaking to Mike Kelly, Betsy Coleman Realty, and kicking coach for the Oak Ridge High School Wildcats, who took over from a legend as they get a shot up, no good. Barry Saunders was kicking coach for a long, long time, and Mike Kelly had to fill those shoes, and we'll be talking to him about Coach Saunders, who recently passed away, and our good friend. You know, it's going to be it's been strange the last few years not to see Coach Saunders on the sideline anyway, but just knowing that, you know, we'll never see him again, that's very, very sad.
Very much so.
Free throw was up, and it was no good. 29-15 the score. Second toss. He missed them both, and Charlie Toppenheim has the rebound. Here comes the junior down the floor for the Wildcats. Harass gives it over to Malik Howard. Around to Eli Peters. The freshman gives it out to Malik. The sophomore shoots a three. Good. Three-point shot. Malik Howard. And Oak Ridge leads Powell 32-15. A minute 20 to play, and Malik now has 5. Rowing the sidelines, they get the ball in to Melvin. He works the ball to Stooksbury, makes a nice catch. Drives in for the shot. No good. Shamar Green on the rebound. Looks for Jarrell Jimerson, and the junior point guard has it coming down the floor. Pushes it up the floor to Charlie. Inside to Malik. Over his shoulder. Layup. Good. Malik Howard with the bucket. It's a 19-point lead for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. It's kind of a behind-the-back layup, if you will.
Powell basketball. 48 seconds to play in the first half. 34-15. 19-point lead. Panther basketball. Over goes in the right corner. Wildcats have Ray on the bench with 3 fouls. The Wildcats have built the lead without him, which doesn't happen very often. As Stooksbury wants to feed the post, could not do so. Back it goes with 27 seconds to play. Drill trying to guard Jimerson. He steals it from him. That's a defensive back taking the ball away from the kicker to Malik, who drives in for the layup. Good, and he's fouled. He's a great kicker. Might be a good basketball player, but he might have about to give up a 3-point play, and he has words with the official as Oak Ridge leads it now by 21 points. 36-15. All of a sudden here in the second quarter, the Wildcats are pulling away, Mike.
Yeah, Malik Howard come in and scored about 6 unanswered points by himself, and on that play he just was so determined and such a big body, he just bulled his way in and forced it in the hole, and now he gets to shoot a free throw.
18.3 seconds to play. 36-15. Free throw is missed. Rebounded by Robert Rogers, and down the floor will come the Panthers. You might know him by Deuce Rogers. That's what he's called by his teammates. He wears number 2. He's the quarterback of their football team as they work the ball along the baseline. Charlie trying to cut number 22 off. They kick it out for a 3. Good ball movement, but he missed the shot as the first half comes to a close. Let's get Mike Kelly in here real quick before we take a break, and Mike's going to finish up the stats. Let me get Mike in here. Kicking coach for the Wildcats, former Wildcat himself. I think you left something there, Mike. Let's get Mike in here real quick. First off, Mike, good to see you.
Good to see you. I don't know if I'm worthy to sit in the same seat that Dallas Frent has been in recently.
Yeah.
I may not have as much energy, but I'll try.
I don't know anybody has more energy than Dallas Frent. You obviously were listening to the Campbell County ball game, and Mike, I want to talk to you about a couple things. First, I want to thank you for being a sponsor once again for us on our radio broadcasts and our streaming and all. You work for Betsy Coleman Realty. I know you retired from your other job after many years. Talk about what you can bring to the community of Oak Ridge as a realtor.
Well, it's my honor to support you and what you do as far as bringing games to the community. You've done it so many years, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you. But as far as real estate goes, I'm a lifelong resident of Oak Ridge, as the ad says. My parents even went to Oak Ridge High School, so I've been in this area my entire life, and I think I know quite a bit about not just Oak Ridge, but Anderson County and Roane County. So if anybody has any real estate needs, I'll be happy to talk to you. 865-919-5559. So, and it's an honor to help you get these broadcasts out.
Well, this is one of the saddest conversations I'm going to have with you right now. You are currently the kicking coach at Oak Ridge High School. You have been for the last 3 years. You replaced a legend.
Absolutely. Barry Saunders, he was my coach, and I graduated in 82, so that's been a long time ago. I think he coached 40 years or maybe a little bit more. Great guy. I owe a lot to him. He helped me get to Chattanooga to play ball down there. Just always been a supporter of me, and I've always done anything I could to help him with kickers or anything else I can help him with. And to be the kicking coach now after him is a huge honor, and definitely some big shoes to fill.
You know, and one thing that goes unnoticed about Coach Saunders, he also was receivers coach during that stretch, but
Yes.
he was a really, really good math teacher too. I mean, he would come into school at like 6 o'clock in the morning and tutor kids before school. He would work the full school day, come out and coach football for, like you said, 40 years. And I think, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I posted, unfortunately, his passing on my Facebook, and it's gotten over 80,000 views. I'm
Yeah.
not exaggerating the number, 80,000 views, over almost 300 comments, and they talk about not only, you know, the football program is going to miss him, but he was a great teacher and a great guy too.
Absolutely. He's. I was so pleased several years ago, and you know what an honor it is when Barry was inducted into the Oak Ridge Sports Hall of Fame.
2013, I believe.
I kind of spearheaded a Facebook drive to make that happen, and he definitely deserved it. Like you said, not only was he a special teams coach, but a great receivers coach. I know he coached Ted Mitchell and T and so many other great receivers over the years at Oak Ridge, and I don't know anyone that would speak ill of him.
We're speaking to Mike Kelly, assistant coach of the Wildcats. What do you think about this big guy next to you, Ethan Eubanks?
Honestly, I can't wait to see what he does in college. UT Martin is getting a great young man. My wife is excited because she cheered at UT Martin just a few years ago, and she's really happy that he's going there. And I've got to say hello to my 10-year-old daughter, Marley. She is the biggest Will Presley fan. So she had dance tonight. She couldn't come, but I had to say hi to her and Jennifer and Dane. So,
Mike, before you go, I want to make a comment and get a remark from you. My comment is, you might be a great kicking coach, but you have Eli Pearson, so that kind of made your job a little easy, didn't it?
I could sit in the stands and eat popcorn, and Eli would be just as great as he is now. You know, he had a great mentor in his brother, Brennan, a few years ago. But Eli's just a great young man. Don't really have to do a lot of coaching with him. I just make a suggestion or two every once in a while. Sometimes he takes it, sometimes he may not. But I'm looking forward to the season that he has ahead of him. It's going to be great.
I know we're losing a lot of good seniors like Ethan next to you there, but what's your quick synopsis of, or not synopsis, your expectations for the upcoming year, football-wise?
Well, it's going to be different for sure, moving up to 6A, but we already play teams like Farragut and Bearden, so we'll be okay. We've got a great group of guys coming back, a big junior class moving up to their senior year. It's going to be exciting for sure. I think we'll have some kids come up from Marburnsville and Jefferson that will help us as well.
Might give out that number once again, Hal. If they want to buy a house or whatever, Hal can get in touch with you again.
865-919-5559.
Mike, I appreciate it, and thanks for coming up here.
I appreciate everything you do, and all the guys you got on the crew. They do a great job as well.
Thank you. Let's get Mike. Well, let's see. I might take a quick break. Thanks, Mike. 36-15 is our score at the halfway mark. Let's get Mike in here. We might not get a break in, but why don't you run down the scoring of the boys and the girls, if you would.
Okay, thank you, David. First for the homestanding Powell Panthers, Dowlin Farmer had 4. Dylan Stooksbury had 2. Braylon Hanson had 2. Cameron Gabeloff had 2. Nayland Duggar had 2. And Nathan Russell had 3 for a total of 15. For the Oak Ridge Wildcats, Jarrell Jemerson had 3. Shamar Green had 7. Garrett Giles had 9. Malik Howard had 9. He had a flurry there going on late in the second quarter. Raycon Watson played and did not score, surprisingly. He had to come out early with 2 fouls. He just couldn't hit a basket. And Charlie Taubenheim has 8 for the Wildcats as they lead at the half, 36-15. And we're going to take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back with the second half. can't believe Cooper didn't score either.
Welcome back once again to Powell High School. The second half about set here. The Wildcats are on top 36-15. The junior varsity team won their ball game today. Lady Wildcats won their game, and the guys in good shape right now. Let's see, Ray's going to start the second half. He's playing with 3 fouls. I guess if you're Coach Green and his staff, you feel more comfortable when you're up by 21 points to play your point guard with 3 fouls.
Oh, absolutely. And, the biggest surprise, I think, of this game is neither Raekwon Watson nor Cooper Williams have scored. And I look for that to change early on here in the third quarter.
Powell with the basketball first. The Wildcats have Garrett Giles, Charlie Taubenheim, Cooper Williams, Shamar Green, and Raekwon Watson in the ball game as we start play here in the second half. And Powell's going to throw the ball away. Wildcats are going to get it. Let's see if that guy's okay. The Panther went creaming into their bench. He is. That's Nathan Russell, the senior. He's a big kid. He took out a few chairs, but, I think they're no worse for wear as the Wildcats bring the ball down the floor. 36-15 the score. Panthers playing with Noah Lakin in the ball game. Deuce Rogers, Cooper Williams to Charlie Toppenheim for 3. Good. Charlie drills a 3, and Oak Ridge leads 39-15. And Charlie, who was sick and didn't play against Campbell County, is having quite a ball game.
Yeah, he's got 11 already. He's the leading scorer for the Wildcats now.
Here comes Rogers with the basketball. 39-15 the score. 7:13 to play. Third quarter action here at Powell High School. They feed Rogers on the right block. Wanted to go over the top of Shamar. Good idea not to, as they work the ball left side. Powell does. Trailing 39-15. Here's a steal by Garrett. Garrett 2-on-1. Dribbles down the floor, then ball is punted out of bounds. Looked like Garrett might have punted it, but I guess they didn't see it that way. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball underneath the goal. Oak Ridge will work the ball in with Garrett Giles. In it goes to Ray. Pulls up short on his shot. Try to get a left-handed shot, just a little short. And, if you sit a while, you're going to be a little rusty when you come back in.
Yeah.
As they work the ball to the right. That was near disaster for Powell, but they're going to launch a 3. Hits the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Giles. Wildcats on a 2-on-2. Garrett gives it in to Cooper, who lays it in and scores. Cooper Williams scores, and it's 41-15. His first 2 points of the game as we tick down to 6:21 to play in the third quarter with Oak Ridge on top, 41-15. Caleb Jackson is doing camera work for us tonight. Grayson Brown along with Blake Woody. 6:10 to play in the third quarter, 41-15 43-15 our score. Here's a deflection, steal by Shamar. Shamar Green gives it to Cooper again against Deuce. He lays it over him and scores. Very little effort there by Deuce Rogers on that one.
No, he gave up on that play. He sure did.
Let's take a quick
Cooper
time.
just blew right by him. I'm sorry, Dave.
No, I was just going to take a quick break as Coach Barnes called a timeout. We'll send it back to Brian Bennett. We didn't get any breaks in, really, hardly in the first half. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
That's 4 quick points now for Cooper. Yeah, it is good. Now we get Ray started, we'll be in good shape.
You know who the best prolific scorers I've ever seen basketball? He was a scoring.
Right.
He was on.
Maybe his sister, but I don't know about him.
I don't know.
Well, I'll take that back.
Welcome back once again to Powell. The Panthers put up a shot as we come back from the break a little bit late. Wildcats have the rebound. It was a missed shot. Oak Ridge is on top 43-15. Oak Ridge, Gary Giles, left corner, drives the paint, gives it into Shamar. Great pass. Rogers blocks the shot out of bounds. Wildcats very unselfish most of the time, and you can see that, we've got so many, it's like the girls too, there's so many people that can score for them, and they're so unselfish.
Yeah, and it's very unfair to these other teams. They keep, they got one big man and 2 big men and 3 big men, and they're hard to guard.
Shamar tips one up there, gets his own rebound. Block, no good. Rebounded by Cooper. Well, Wildcat ball again. Cooper Williams. Charlie thought about a 3, backs it up, gives it out to Cooper. Bounce pass back to Shamar. Didn't catch it cleanly, and it's taken away by Powell. Kind of an empty possession, unfortunately, for the Wildcats. The Wildcats look good for the most part, just couldn't get their shots to fall. As I think we're going to call a foul either on Cooper or away from the ball.
Cooper.
It's going to go on Cooper Williams. That'll be his 3rd foul. 4:58 to play, 3rd quarter. Oak Ridge comfortably ahead of the Powell Panthers. They haven't beaten Oak Ridge since 2018, I believe. 43-15 the score. There were some really great Powell teams that we've seen over the years. And I was talking to Mike during the break. They've got 4 seniors, but one thing that's, at least in this game, and maybe, this is our only first time seeing them, we'll see them again at Oak Ridge. Usually Powell has guys that can just knock them down from the outside, and they really have struggled scoring from the perimeter.
They certainly have. And a lot of that, I think, David, is Oak Ridge pressure on the outside defense men.
Here comes Cooper with a shot. It rims out, no good. Let's see if he's okay. Went down hard. He's back on his feet. Here comes a shot off the glass. Good. Made good by Neelan Duggar, the senior. 43-17, Oak Ridge with the basketball. Here comes Ray down the floor. 4:05 to play 3rd quarter. Cooper on the left block. Going to take it into Deuce. They're going to call an offensive foul. I mean, he did use his body a little bit, but he didn't lower his shoulder. Just kind of pushed him, as a lot of substitutes coming into the game. And Cooper's going to pick up his 4th foul of a cheap variety. As Charlie comes out of the ball game. Oak Ridge now playing, let's see, with Ray at the point. We've got Eli Peters, the freshman in the ball game. Malik Howard, Shamar, and Garrett Giles. Garrett deflection, gets a steal. Here comes Ray down the floor. Pushes up to Garrett, drives in, layup good. He wanted to dunk it, but Powell got down the floor and stopped him from taking it in as they worked the ball against Shamar. Good. That's a nice shot by Neelan Duggar once again. It's 45-19, though. The Wildcats in the lead. 3:32 to go. Eli for 3, no good. Malik Howard dribbles, drives, shoots, no good. Rebound to Rogers. Rogers swings it up the floor to Dalvin Farmer, and then he's picked to the ball by Ray Ray. To Garrett, to Ray Ray. Ray Ray to the hole. That's 2 more points for Raekwon Watson, who goes crashing into the wall, but he's okay again. This is a scary gym to play in because of the short amount of room in between. I mean, we saw Jenna tear her ACL on that end, and we've seen several players in this game hit the wall hard.
Yeah, they do. That's why they got that pad right there under the goal. It really needs to be wider than that, I think.
It's going to be a foul against Eli Peters as Noah Lakin, has an opportunity for a 3-point play. 2:48 to play in the third quarter, 47-20. Jarrell Jimerson is going to check into the ball game. Ray Ray is out. He's playing with 3. Probably will sit the final 2:48 of the third period here, just because of those foul trouble. And I believe Cooper's in foul trouble big time.
Yeah, Cooper's got 4.
Okay. Good thing the Wildcats have big guys to bring off the bench. And this is you go back to the T. Higgins, E.J. Bush, Tajon Jones team. That was a tall team, but this team is every bit as big, if not bigger in some ways. As Oak Ridge works the ball to Garrett Giles, to Malik, to Shamar. Great pass. Shot good. Took advantage of that height advantage, and that's an easy bucket for Oak Ridge. And how many does Shamar have now, Mike? Powell shoots a 3. It's up, no good. Rebounded by Jimerson. Ball's knocked out of bounds, they say, by number 5, Dalvin Farmer. It'll be Oak Ridge ball. 2:19 to play third quarter, 49-21. The Wildcats ahead. Here comes Garrett Giles down the floor. Thought about alley-ooping it. Now he's going to drive to the left block. Jarrell's going to shoot a 3. It's on its way. No good. Rebounded by Powell. Panther ball. They throw it up the floor, deflected, and knocked out of bounds. Oh, boy. Garrett hit the ball out of bounds. He changes it. Yeah, that's the proper call. Garrett did knock it out of bounds. The guy under the goal, and that's a tough call. He's got his back. He's running backwards. He can't really see it, so no problem on that call. And the good officiating there to reverse it. Here comes a shot from 3, no good. Shamar on the rebound to Jarrell Jimerson. Jarrell running the point across the midcourt line quickly. Takes it to the right elbow to Malik. Malik Howard with his back to the goal finds Garrett top of the circle. Garrett wants to dribble in. Left block, put it on the floor. Wanted to shoot, did not. Malik will for 3, no good. Rebound back to Garrett Giles, and he gives it into Oak Ridge. Malik goes in for the dunk, and he's going to be called for a travel. That
was a good call.
He did. He saw a wide open lane to the rim, and he wanted to dunk it, but he took that extra step.
He definitely did. And an official saw it, and everybody in the gym saw it, really. Malik trying too hard.
You just tuned in. The Lady Wildcats won their ball game today. I think it was 42-31 was the final score. Thank you. As the Wildcats lead it in the boys game here, 49-22. Blake Woody doing our camera work. Up top, down below, we got Grayson Brown. Tomorrow the Wildcats will host the Central Bobcats at the Wildcat Arena. 6 o'clock for the girls game. The boys game will be at 7:30, and there's going to be a little ticky-tack foul. The 4th team foul against Oak Ridge. They have yet to commit a foul as Ethan James comes into the game. 3 fouls on Garrett Giles. Ray Ray's got 3. Cooper Williams has 4 as they work the ball into Dalvin Farmer, who puts the ball down on the floor to number 34, wanted to shoot, backs it up to Gabloff, who drives the free throw line, wanted to shoot over Ethan James, but he throws the ball away. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball coming back towards Oak Ridge in that direction. I guess that would be north, going in the direction the Wildcats are, as Wildcats facing pressure as Jimerson gets it into Malik, and his pass is deflected. They haven't put much pressure on it. Jarrell steals it right back. Nice hands by Jarrell Jimerson. Stops, waits for his teammates. There is a 3-point shot, no good. Rebounded by Powell. Missed shot there by Ethan James. 41 seconds to play. 49-22, and there's a kickball. Here come the Wildcats with it. Here comes Eli Peters. Eli Peters taking it strong, left-handed off the glass, and the freshman scores. 29 seconds to play, and it's 51-22, and the Wildcats are routing Powell.
Hey, looking good now, David. They've got they're in cruise control right now.
With the basketball will come the Panthers' top of the circle. Gabloff, or however you pronounce it, and I apologize again. I should have asked. Oh, nice pass. As they get the ball into Noah Lakin. That's a beautiful pass. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. Jarrell with it to Ethan James. Ethan drives coast to coast. Eli's got a three. No good. As the third quarter comes to a close. 3 quarters of basketball in the books. Here from Powell, Oak Ridge leads the Panthers 51-24. We'll be back for the fourth and final quarter in 60 seconds.
You leaving? Good seeing you, brother. Be safe. I'll see you. Good to see everybody score like that, you know? I do too. He's impressive to me. And yeah, you better believe it. How tall is he? He looks 6'4" anyway. 6'4"? Yeah, I know. Still growing. Ray's back in. Cooper is too.
Welcome back once again to Powell. The fourth quarter about to get set. 51-24, the Wildcats in the lead. Wildcats playing with the original starting five, Raekwon Watson. Actually, not the original starting five. They have Eli Peters in the game. Garrett Giles is in. Charlie Toppenheim, Cooper Williams, and Ray. Garrett is going to be fouled. Not much contact there, but they do call the foul on Dalvin Farmer. It'll be the Wildcats with the basketball, side court. It'll be Garrett Giles to work the ball in. Cooper's in the ball game. He fires a pass in. They're going to call a hold. He tried to get. Well, that official didn't call it on Cooper. He fouls out, and well, so long, Cooper. And Coach Green and the rest of the crew just smile. You can smile when you're up 51-24.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Here comes Powell moving left to right. So the Wildcats get Malik Howard back in the ball game. Remember, it's Oak Ridge and Central tomorrow. That game will be played at the Wildcat Arena. Then Tuesday night will be at Halls High School as the Wildcats take on the Red Devils for the second time this year. Their basketball, number 12's in the ball game. That's Mason Powell. He turns it over. Malik Howard to Ray. Ray to the hole. Good. Ray's so fast, so quick, so good with the basketball. It's almost a mismatch when he's got the ball in his hands going at full tilt. But on the other end, they score with Nathan Russell as the Wildcat lead is 53-26. 7:06 to play in the ball game. Almost a reach-in foul. Ray got a screen from Malik. Pulls up, shoots a three. No good. On the rebound will come the Panthers. Number 22 drives in. Shot no good. Tip back up. Good. They scored. We'll go with, I guess, Mason Powell. That's what we said. Here comes Oak Ridge. Garrett with it. Charlie Toppenheim. To Eli Peters for three. No good. Oh, I thought Garrett was going to jam it two-handed, but he elected just to drop it in, and it's 55-28. How many?
Oh, man.
Ray just picks up his fourth foul. So we go a whole season with none of our players in foul trouble. We've got one fouled out already. We've got 4 on Ray. Garrett's got at least 3. So it'll be Powell basketball. Braylon Hansen to Noah Lakin. This is a rematch of the district championship game, easily won by Oak Ridge last year at Central High School. It's a good Central team. Just kind of height, the Wildcats' height advantage is such a big factor in this game. Not just the height, just the length of it as the ball's knocked out of bounds. Good little battle there going between, and you can kind of see a little competitive competitiveness between Noah Lakin and Ray Ray down there.
Yeah, absolutely. They're scrapping each other. You know, they're both so quick and so fast. They're handling each other pretty good right now.
55-28 the score. Ooh, almost an over and back right there as the point guard Noah Lakin had his toe on the midcourt line, but didn't go across. Their basketball, Mason Powell, another freshman, drives in left side of the free throw line, kicks the ball back out. Long three on its way, hits the back end of the rim, no good. Garrett Giles has the rebound. He called a quick jump ball. Although Garrett basically ripped it away. It was a little quick on the whistle there, Mike.
I thought so too. That Garrett had that ball, but, yeah, you know, 50-50 ball, if you will. They got it.
Wildcats are going to get Ray Ray out of the ball game. Garrett's checking out. Good to see Danny Green. Coach Green's dad. He's been dealing with some health issues. He's down in front here. Good to have him back with us. He's missed the last ball game for sure, maybe the last two, as they work the ball into Deuce. Shot is up good. Wildcat lead is 25 points, 55-30. First 2 points for Deuce. Deuce for two as Oak Ridge works it into Malik Howard at the free throw line. Wanted to feed it into Shamar. Tried twice and then turned it over. Here come the Panthers down the floor. Long pass, too long. Goes into the cheerleaders of the Powell team, and it'll be Oak Ridge basketball coming back the other way. 5:19 to play in the game, 55-30 the score. Oak Ridge with the basketball. Here comes Jarrell Jimerson walking the ball across the midcourt line. I thought I'd see Dallas here today, Ethan. I don't see him. I guess we'll see him again. I thought he'd be signing autographs with his play-by-play coverage. As bad pass there intercepted by the Panthers, pulled down by them, and then he almost turns it over once again. That's a freshman in the ball game, playing hard though. As Rogers has the ball, Wildcats playing with Malik. As Rogers puts up, clang off the iron, no good. Rebound Oak Ridge. Charlie throws the ball away. Tried to give it to Malik, or Shamar won. It's Rogers, rolls off the rim, missed it.
Good defense.
Eli Peters on the rebound. Peters to Jarrell Jimerson, getting ragged here. 4:28 to play in the game. Oak Ridge on top by 25 points over Powell. 55-30 the score. Wildcats see if they're going to substitute. Here's the lob to Malik. He'll turn, he'll shoot. A little flat, but Shamar has the rebound. Back up with it. Left-handed up, no good. Rebounded by Dalvin Farmer. Farmer down the floor quickly. Bounce pass left side. Kicking out for a three. Right corner, short. Rebound, Malik Howard of the Wildcats. Malik down the floor. Giving it off to Jarrell Jimerson. And I forgot, Malik got hurt in the Lenore City ball game. This year's football team had a lot of injuries as Jarrell kicks the ball back out once again. Here's Eli driving in. A little floater is up, no good. Jarrell's got the rebound along the baseline in the corner, and he is shoved, and he called it.
He did.
Foul's going to go against Dalvin Farmer. And I don't know if there was some words spoken there. It is against Farmer of Powell. They're about to bring in some young guys. That means I'm sure Oak Ridge is about to substitute as well with 3:43 to play. Number one comes in. That's Chase Burkhart. He checks into the ball game. Out will come Braylon Hansen. Out will come Robert Rogers. Wildcats got Charlie Toppenheim at the free throw line. Here's Eli. Quick 5-footer. Good. Freshman knocks it down. Eli Peters has four, and Oak Ridge leads 57-30. Here comes Dallin James off the bench. He'll check in a moment. Powell with it. 57-30 the score. Everybody moving a little closer to Coach Green. The guys that haven't seen much action tonight, hoping to get a taste of perhaps the final game for at least a long time, a while here at Powell High School. Here's a shot on its way, not bad. Nathan Russell scores, and it's 57-32. Oak Ridge and Central tomorrow, live from the Wildcat Arena. We'll hope you'll join us at the arena as Jarrell works it in. Tried to get it in to Eli. It's taken away by Powell. 2:55 to play. Hopefully they'll have enough time to get those other substitutes in. Powell left elbow shot. It's good. Nice shot by Chase Burkhart. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. Ethan James quickly all the way in. Behind the back dribble. Spinning 6-footer. No good. Dallin waiting to get in the ball game. So is Luis Soria. Here's a steal by Jarrell. Jarrell Jimerson to Eli Peters. 2:28 to play in the game. Jarrell stops, might have walked. No, they're going to call a foul. Now we'll get a chance as the ball goes creaming into the stands where Wendy Walker retrieves it, sitting next to Joe Gaddis, his former head coach, as Luis comes in. Louis and Dallin come in for Charlie and Shamar Green. Wildcats, young guys against young guys right now. As the Wildcats, Dallin James with a bucket. Dallin gets a nice feed, and it's 59-34, and Dallin's got his first 2 points. 2:16 to play in the game, 59-34. They're going to call the third team foul against the Wildcats. 2:12 to play in the ball game. It's 2 fouls on whoever it was. I didn't see who it was there, Mike. It's going to go against Jarrell.
Josh Amos just came in.
And out of the game he comes. So the Wildcats, let's see, get Josh Amos in. Thank you, Mike. There's Russell with another bucket. 59-36. Luis has a three. Knock it down. Oh, no, not good. Luis still looking for his first points, I believe, of the year. As they get a shot up, that's a charge. Player control foul. Oak Ridge ball. Sarcastic applause from the Wildcats in attendance. Fans here, we got a good crowd on this Thursday night, an unscheduled makeup game from the Friday snow as Oak Ridge plays with Eli Peters, Ethan James, Dallin James, Josh Amos, and Luis Soria. Here comes Oak Ridge with it, 1:49 to play. Mike, you look bored.
No, I'm happy as a lark. This has been a good game. I'm not bored. I may look it, but I'm not.
Well, you looked at, there's something how you, Ethan drives in, he scores. Ethan James gets a bucket, and with 93 seconds to play in the game, it's 61-36. Here's a long three by Powell, no good. Missed that time by, I don't have his name. Here comes Josh Amos, Ethan James. Give the ball to Luis. I want to see him get in the box score. No, Ethan's going to shoot a three. No good. Eli Peters with it. He wants to do a fadeaway. He knocks it down. Freshman scores, and it's 63-36.
Peters has got 6 now, David.
Here come the Panthers
Freshman
with it.
looking good.
Chase Burkhart works the ball, under a minute to play. They work the ball inside. Foul's going to be called against Dallin, I believe. 54.9 seconds. I think everybody who is dressed out has gotten in.
I don't have number 3 on my roster.
Neither do I. My eyes are not as good. It's probably up on that board somewhere. I don't know. I don't have it. Can you see it? No, it doesn't. Well, 63-37 the score. Toss. Good. Here comes Ethan James with it to Amos. Josh with it. Dribbles in. Luis, three-pointer on its way. Good! That's his first 3 points of his career. Way to go. Louis, 41 seconds to play, 66-38. And as Wildcats commit a foul, and he's fired up. That's Luis with the foul, 66-38. The best part of it, Mike, was our entire bench erupted when he hit that three.
Yeah, they did. The whole bench erupted. Not to mention the rest of the gym.
Chase Burkhart about to shoot free throws here. 37.8 seconds to play. And Powell shooting 2. Here's the first one. It's good. Oak Ridge in the lead, 66-39. Back to the free throw line. Powell, toss good. 26-point lead for the Wildcats. Just about everybody has scored, have they not? Just about everybody except Josh, I guess, as they were trying to get the ball into Dallin. Ball's picked off by Burkhart. Burkhart a long three. That's an air ball, no good. Dallin on the rebound. Feeds his brother. Down the floor will come Dallin. Inside it goes to Soria, who turns and spins, shoots again, and knocks it down. Luis is on fire. 12 seconds to play, and the Wildcats are about to beat Powell. 68-40 is going to be your final score. Coach Barnes says don't shoot, and the Wildcats win. 68-40 is your final score. So the Wildcats go 5-0 in District 3 play as they knock off the Powell Panthers on the road. And another really good night of basketball for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge is so deep, just kept putting players in. Even with the foul trouble they had, they were able to easily get a victory. Mike, before I'm going to take a break here. Why don't you give your final comments on this game here?
I thought it was a very entertaining game, David. Even though the Wildcats were so talented, but they really had to work hard tonight against these Powell Panthers. They were nobody's slouch. They gave it everything they had. But Oak Ridge is just so much taller, so much quicker. They worked extremely well together. A very well-conditioned Oak Ridge team, and very unselfish. That's the biggest thing I had to say about it. They're very unselfish, and they play really good basketball. To come away with these district victories is so huge. And, they played the night before last. They got a break last night, and then they're playing tonight. Then they got now tomorrow night. We got at the Wildcat Arena. We're going to host the Central Bobcats. A lot of basketball here this week, and a lot of victories for the Wildcats.
And the Lady Wildcats won as well. We'll let Mike tabulate the final stats. Oak Ridge wins it. We'll take a break. We'll send it off to Brian Bennett. We'll be back to Powell High School. A triple sweep for the Wildcats. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Yeah. See ya. Okay, Jaden.
Oh. Great guy.
And we continue on with the Laura Lynn Green of State Farm Insurance postgame show. Joining me is Aaron Green, head coach of the Wildcats. Coach, Good solid win against a very scrappy team. That's the best way to describe them. This Powell team, young team. They had some seniors in there, and they, there's a lot of things you did well today. Your length and your size are a big factor. I don't know that I've ever seen as many points scored on inbounds plays on turnovers. Yeah. And your length had a great to deal with that. Great to do with that. You got in foul trouble. Ray had to sit a good portion of the game. Cooper eventually fouled out of the game. But you're so deep, really, with different people that can do different things well. And, you have a good district win on the road.
Yeah, a good win. I thought, we put an emphasis on our press, after the Campbell County game, and just kind of looking at film more than work. And we did some stuff to work on it. I thought it showed up a little bit tonight. I think we stole it several times in a row and got some buckets, and they used several timeouts there. So that's kind of what it's supposed to look like. But every team attacks it different. But again, we kind of had our, had Charlie back in the starting lineup. We could obviously start Malik. We got probably 6 starters if you want to look at it that way. But they're kind of back to their norm, so we got into it a little quicker, which made it a little bit more difficult for them to get it in. And we did a lot better job of executing what we're supposed to do. And that's what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, that was good. And it didn't shoot it great. I think if we shot it better, we'd have scored more than obviously 68. I don't know what our percentages were, but from 3 or whatever. But don't feel like we made many threes. But again, they had 15 points at halftime, I believe, right? Was it 15? So. We held them to 15. So not much you can complain about at halftime with our defense. I thought our length did bother them, and we missed. It was called a little bit tighter than normal.
Which was strange because in the girls' game it was not called tight.
Yeah, I don't know, and sometimes that happens, but we missed some stuff in there. We got to finish through some contact, but but overall I was pleased. It's a tough place to play. They're scrappy, well coached. Coach Barnes does a good job, and good win on the road.
You did a really good job, and I don't know what Deuce normally does, Robert Rogers, what he normally does, but I think he only had 4 points, maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
You did a good job. He's a big guy inside, but he doesn't really have the same – he's a football guy playing basketball, I think, and nothing against him because he's a presence in there, but you did a good job on him. And, Shamar, lots of rebounds and just doing lots of good things, even when, Cooper, I think, didn't score his first points until his third or fourth quarter. And so,
he only had 4. He had foul trouble. He was in foul trouble, too.
Right. So, it's, as a coach, I know you'll go back on the tape. You'll see 15 or 20 things you want to improve upon. But from a standpoint of coming to this gym and seeing some of the nightmare games I've seen in this gym, overall, you've got to be pleased because you've completed the first half of your district schedule undefeated.
Yeah, pleased. We can still be a lot better. Obviously, that's the coach in me. Just looking here at the stat sheet, we had, I thought Malik there in the first half, second quarter, he kind of stretched it out for us. He had, I think 11 points, looking at the stat sheet here, 11 points in the second quarter alone, so that was big. That kind of went from a 10 or 11 point game, which is the game, then, we're up by 21 and a half, so I think that was, he made a 3 and had some buckets in there in the paint. Charlie had 8 the first half, ended up hitting a 3 to start the second. He had 11. So we had, everybody scored. I think we had only one guy that didn't score. Got it inside a little bit better than, and then we have some games this year of trying to find our mismatches. But yeah, good win. It's a scrappy team, and we'll take it.
I see your dad down there. I guess he's feeling a little bit better.
Feel a little bit better. He's his hips a lot better. He's moving around a little bit. Just kidney stones have been the issue for him. He got 13 kidney stones.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and
I've never had them, but I know they're painful.
Yeah, and he's had him take some pain medicine for it, and that's kind of affected a few things. So he's a tough one, man. He loves being here. So I called him today. I was like, hey man, don't feel like don't drive all the way up here if you don't feel. He said, I'm coming. I don't care what I feel like. That's what he said. So he loves it. My mom obviously as well. So it's good to have them here.
So you got a lot of basketball. We did a show last night. You had a game on Tuesday. You got another game tomorrow. It's going to be at the Wildcat Arena. Of course, this one was the makeup game. But Central is another district opponent. It's at our place, and it'll close out a very, very busy week of basketball. Yeah,
busy week. I told our guys in there just, hey, good win. And we got another tomorrow. Let's go. That was a post-game talk. So, but yeah, I don't like playing back-to-back district games, but the snow, we bumped it to this night. So, You know, like I said, we finished played all of our district teams undefeated, which is good, girls as well. And, you know, going to crank it back up. But, again, we've got a stretch here, David. I mean, can't believe it's January 16th.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And, you know, it feels like it was, you know, November just yesterday. You know, we're less than a month away from postseason. So we've got to keep that edge, you know, and sometimes it's hard with these guys, you know, with kids, you know. And we've won the last few games by 25 or 30 or more, and you know it's hard to keep that edge. We got to keep that edge. We got to continue to improve.
Coach, you haven't had a district game any less than 25 points win. So,
Yeah.
And you and I talked about this. Nothing against the other teams in the district. I think it's overall as a more down than in past years.
Yeah, no doubt. I was talking to Powell's assistants for the game. I mean, definitely. You know, and there's been years past where our district's been better than the other district.
Right.
You know, I remember that year we swept. Our district swept, and it came back to Oak Ridge.
Right,
you know,
right.
it was supposed to
It was
host.
supposed to be their
yeah,
turn.
Halls won. I think Powell won. I don't remember who the
Carnes.
third. Carnes won. We won, so we come back to our place. I don't remember what year that was, but yeah, I mean, I think overall, you know, our league is not, you know, obviously, and a lot of these, I mean, they're playing several freshmen. Powell is. I mean, let's just look at it. You know, let's be honest about it. You know, Carnes is playing a freshman or two. You know, Campbell County got 2 sophomores. I'm trying to think of who I'm leaving out here. Halls, you know, it's been so long since we played them. I can't remember the
we play them
roster.
Tuesday, so.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you know, I think just if you're comparing, you know, over the years, this is, you know, definitely not been one of our better, better as far as strength of schedule in our league as it's been. But again, you still got to improve. You know, find ways to get better, and you know that's what we got to continue to do.
One more comment.
Yeah.
I like the way Eli Peters is starting to play for
Yeah.
you. I mean, he has really, really come on.
You know, and he's starting to get confident. You know, and I think as a freshman, he's he's behind. You know, he's one of those kids. He's gonna, you know, he's behind Garrett and and Ray and some of those guys. But he's gonna get some minutes. I mean, he's gonna continue to get some minutes. He can shoot it. He's been playing better, and I think the main reason he's going to get more minutes because he's playing more confident. He's a little bit more comfortable. He's got some size. He shoots it. You know, he's a great kid too, man. He's a great kid, like all of them are. I mean, I don't want to just single him out, but he's a great kid. He works at it, wants to be really good, really coachable, and that's what you like as a coach. But he's going to be a heck of a player for us.
Coach, I'll let you go. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, sounds good. Thanks, David.
Wildcats victorious tonight, and let's get Mike in here real quick to run down the final stats. See ya. Let's get Mike in. We'll let him run down the final stats, the girls and the guys, starting with the guys, I guess, Mike.
Okay, thank you very much, David. First for the Powell Panthers, Deuce Rogers only had 2 points, which is surprising what a tremendous athlete he is. This shows you the great defense Shamar Green, and Cooper and Jarek Giles put on Deuce. Davin Farmer had 4. Noah Larkin had 5. Dylan Stooksbury only had 2. Mason Powell had 2. Bryson Hanson had 2. Cameron Gabloff had 2. And Nayland Duggar had 6. And the leading scorer for the Panthers was Nathan Russell with 9. Totaling 40. For the Oak Ridge Wildcats, everybody scored tonight. Ethan James had 2. Jarrell Jimerson had 3. Shamar Green had 9. Garrett Giles had 13 to lead all scorers. Malik Howard had 9. Raekwon Watson had 4. Charlie Tullenbaum had 11. Eli Peters had 6. Louis Soria had 5, his first 3 of the year and his first field goal of the year. Very excited night for him. The bench went crazy when he scored. Great camaraderie with that young man. Dalen James had 2. Brad Mendoza did not play, and Cooper Williams had 4 for a total of 68 to 40. The Wildcats led 14-9 in the first quarter, 36-15 at the half, 51-24 after 3, and the final 68 to 40. Now for the Lady Wildcats and the Lady Panthers. First for the Lady Panthers, Kamari Fenner had 6. Daisy Gentry had 6. Hannah Hayes had 1. Kristen Madison had 2. Anna White had 3. Claire Campbell had 3. Delania Espernoon had 2. And the leading scorer for the Lady Panthers was Peyton Richmond with 8. For the Lady Wildcats, Evelyn Mitchell had 6. Leading scorer for the Lady Wildcats, Dania Stewart had 15. Yana Porter had 7. Lindsay Cleveland had 3. And Jenna Johnson had 11. For a final score of 42-31.
And the boys junior varsity won as well. That's going to do it here from Powell High School. Our next broadcast of Oak Ridge basketball will be tomorrow when the Wildcats take on the Central Bobcats live from the Wildcat Arena. Mike, I appreciate your showing up and helping us out here today.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me, David.
You intimidated Dallas. He didn't show up. So, I mean, you intimidated him. He knew
right.
He couldn't compete with you tonight.
Right.
We appreciate you, Mike.
Not going to happen. No, I know you do, and I appreciate you letting me be on here. I really enjoy it. This is a great thing for me. I thoroughly enjoy it.
Appreciate Caleb Jackson, Grayson Brown, and Blake Woody, Ethan Eubanks, and Jaden Early helped us out. Brian Bennett back in the studios of FM 92.7. Our next radio ball game will be Tuesday when we go to Halls for the take on the Red Devils. Our next broadcast, though, tomorrow. That'll be live from the Wildcat Arena against Central. For all the people I mentioned before, so long, everybody.